Hello, everyone. There we go. We're live. Oh, man. It's set to be a juicy, juicy way to kick off a phenomenal Star Wars weekend. We've got one hell of a show tonight, and, you know, it wouldn't have been... It's only fitting, really, that we got a guest on board for this one. Because, as the comments have very kindly pointed out, Justin, the cavalry has arrived. The Blitz Brigade is in the chat, because Blitz Transmissions is with us once again. How you doing, Tommy? You all right, mate?
Oh, I'm doing good. I had to have my pulse checked a couple times over the weekend with some little reveals we had on Friday. Super excited to talk about them with you all, and as always, honored to be invited back for another Toy Talking live chat. Let's get into it.
No worries. I mean, like, just on that Hasbro Fanstream that we got on Friday, with a couple of the reveals in particular, it'd have almost been criminal not to get you back on the stream, given the subject matter. So looking forward to getting into those. But yeah, how are we all doing, gents? Are we ready to celebrate May the 4th? Because it's tomorrow. The big day is tomorrow, and it's seemingly came out of nowhere because it's like the hype. I'm going to go out on a whim and just say it feels like the everybody's just going bananas for Star Wars. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
It's the way the world should always be.
It arguably feels like one of the biggest May the 4th weekends that we've had in a very, very long time. I think that's obviously helped by the hype for the Mandalorian and Grogu. But I don't know, man. Between events and reveals and all this stuff that's going on, it's a great time to be a fan. And the fan stream that we got on Friday was just it just felt like a testament to that, really. So we're going to get into all of that in just a little bit. But I thought we'd kick this stream off because it's one of those things. When it's Star Wars weekend and May the 4th's approaching, you've kind of got to do this thing where you go out and you buy lots of toys to celebrate. And that's what I'm guessing quite a few of us have done this weekend. So, yeah, we'll go around the chat and... if you want to share your recent pickups, Dan, we'll start with you, mate. What's new in your collection, bud?
Oh, shit.
It's always a good one when he starts it like that.
What isn't? So, I mean, I haven't got the ones that I purchased yesterday to hand, just because they're on my... If you want to see my haul from yesterday, just go on my Instagram. You'll see it all there. I've almost finished my Power of the Force 2 lineup. I've literally got 4, maybe 5 figures left to get, and
all right,
I'm almost done. I got the Lightning Emperor with the lightning effects. He's squeezed in there. there's not much room left for anyone else, but I'm going to try and squeeze everyone in. So I got a couple of bits the other day for a really good price from, I have to give a big shout out to them always. Toys and Trains, Vintage Toys and Trains, or Rails of Sheffield, for hooking me up. They had a big Star Wars event across this weekend. It goes on until Monday. Get down there if you're in the Sheffield area, because you can pick up some great bits. I could have spent way more. I could have really maxed out my credit card if I really wanted to make some bad financial decisions. But alas, space and money and thoughts about Monday when we go to Farm and Fun Day were in my head. So, yeah, if anything's left over, particularly the statue that I really want that was 42 quid, 45 maybe. Oh, that's going straight in my basket. I don't know where I'm putting it, but so yeah, there was that. I also did get just, I think, like most people who sadly had to go through Pulse, Misty and Cav.
Ooh,
oh yeah,
yes.
They are really good. Again, Stormtrooper sculpt. You can literally do anything with that, and I will lap it up because it is just the best. And just get Misty there. Oh, there is his little snipper. He's loving it. Thank you very much. I'm not much of a poser, but there he is. He's just a little sniper. And then also over the week, I did get the new I managed to get the Disney Store droid, but I don't have it on me because it's yet to be shipped. So I'm waiting on that. I was a very lucky boy in that instance. But other than that, you know, I got these. You know, got almost completed my Mandalorian Black Series.
There we go.
So I just need the ATRT driver. So hopefully I might pick that one up if it's about tomorrow or at retail. I have to say, Ward, nice figure, but a bit flat, and I will talk about that in my review. But, this boy,
he's cool.
I love him. Okay. He can stay. But yeah. That's it. That's it for me.
James, what about you, Mix? You've been out and about this weekend already, haven't
you?
I
have. So I haven't got any figures yet or any merch, but so I went to Liverpool Comic Con yesterday, and for 7 years I've been trying to finish this or get a bit further along. And whilst Vanessa Marshall cancelled, unfortunately.
Bummer.
Fucking reflection. We did get Tia Sakar signed on Sabine, so I've got 3 on there now, and I'm very happy with that. She was lovely, really nice to meet her. That was great. Also met Phil Lamar, who was Kit Fisto and Bail Organa in the Clone Wars.
Oh, nice.
He was a little reserved. It wasn't much of a conversationist, but they didn't actually have any Clone Wars prints on his table. But really? I always get stuff printed and made. Yeah, they're a nightmare for this Monopoly events. They'll get these big actors and then only print off like 8x10s for 2 things they've been in.
Yeah,
go figure. But he did say thanks for bringing this with you. So it was nice. He's got 2 James. He's signed it. And he's got Jedi Kit Fisto.
I love it.
That's really cool. And then it's not Star Wars, but they had a good chunk of the cast for X-Men 97 there. And this one's not in a frame, so you can see it a bit better. I hope.
Great art you chose.
So I got.
He always does this, Tommy. His image selection is on point. It's so good.
It's obsession beyond belief. It drives me crazy, honestly. But we've got Lenore Zahn saying, I don't really know how you say her last name, but she's put, "Hey James, Sugar, keep the faith," and she says that's a quote from the 2nd season, so it's something to listen out for when that airs.
Nice.
And then I've got George Buser, who was Beast. He's put 2 James, "Greetings enemy mine, might I induce you to a change of heart." And then Cal Dodd, who was Wolverine. What a fucking legend. He was lovely to talk to. He even had like Wolverine claws, and he was just waving them about, doing little poses and what have you. He's put, "Yo, James, great chatting with you, bub." He says, "Out of my way, pretty boy."
Sweet.
And then he's not on the poster because, for those of you familiar with the show, Charles Xavier was allegedly dead, and then, spoiler alert, he's revealed not to be, which isn't really a spoiler, but I got Ross McQuand, and I got him to sign the bottom of it there, and
Cool.
it started out, that was the only quote I wanted, which is, "To me, my X-Men," because he's not on there, so I thought it'd just separate it a touch. And then everybody else sort of made it their own without me asking. So for something that sort of was like, I'm just going to get it signed and character named, and it's going to be nice, it's just become this really crazy piece of art.
It's like a
It's all
yearbook.
very personal, and it's now full of memories, which I love it. It's great. And
Awesome.
Jennifer Hale is going to Manchester Comic Con in July, and she's Jean Grey, as well as many other Star Wars characters. So that's about another 3 autographs I'll be needing.
I think
You won't be doing that because she's the voice of Bastila Shan, would you, Dan?
Oh, you know, I think you know what, James? It was a question I was going to ask you today. I just didn't get a chance to, but I think I'm going to have to do good old Manny Comic Con.
Yeah, it was 2 autographs last week, and now it's 3. So go figure that one out, mate. But yeah, it was a good day. I got to meet everybody that I set out to. Yeah, more things that I have no wall space for, but I spent money on them anyway.
Hey, that's the struggle, man. That's the struggle.
And you get to add to it tomorrow as well. That's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, that is
All
very
good, man.
fun.
All good. Well, I've been quite busy myself as well. After Dan's tip off that Vintage Toys and Trains had a plethora of I was floored, to be quite honest. Like you sent me a couple of pictures of what stock was out, and I was like, this looks pretty good. And then I got there, I was like, wow. Yeah. And I've only come away with a couple of bits because, again, I'm saving funds for tomorrow because you never know what you're going to find at the Star Wars Fan Fun Day. It can sometimes be a bit of a treasure trove. So I thought I'll reserve funds for now. But I don't tend to root through loose figure bins just as a personal rule. If I buy stuff, I prefer it to be carded and brand new. In the case of these 3 figures, they were never carded, but they did come in mailer boxes. But these 3 figures were bagged up, loose, all together. And if you've seen my Instagram post, I grabbed these for less than a cup of coffee. And I'm absolutely over the moon about it because it's completed a 30-year odyssey. So for anyone who knows me and knows Dan, we are massive Power of the Force 2 fans. The Power of the Force 2 Mos Eisley Cantina holds a very special place in my heart. And if you don't know why, I implore you to go back and check out our Star Wars side quests live stream that we did, 3 or 4 years ago now, feels like. And it's been a bit of a side quest within a side quest to complete the Mos Eisley Cantina band. And I've finally been able to do that thanks to this weekend's purchases.
Nice.
So I managed to get these 3. They didn't come with the instruments, but from the first Cantina band member that I already had, I had all the spares. So that's absolutely fine. But yeah, was able to put those together and finally round them out. And I'm absolutely over the moon because, like I said, they've got a very special place on my Star Wars journey as it pertains to picking these figures up. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled with these. More so because I've actually been watching them on eBay for the past couple of weeks, and there's been a couple of listings that has had them all in the boxes, in the baggies, complete with with instruments for like 40 or 50 quid.
Wow.
So to get them for less than a vintage collection figure retails for now is just, it blew my mind. I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm thrilled. And yeah, it's a subsection of the Power of the Force 2 line that is now complete. And yeah, it's a very satisfying feeling. While I was there, just rooting through some of the other carded figures they'd got. Been on the hunt for this one for quite a while as well. Bit of a gap filler. But it's K-3PO from Power of the Jedi.
That's a good-looking figure
nice.
still. Yeah.
It is. And the reason why I purchased this one is because years ago I managed to get the Legacy Collection Battle of Hoth battle pack that came with K3PO, I think it was Chewie, Han, and the probe droid.
Mm-hmm.
And the K3PO that's in that set was a repaint of the 3PO that came on the Ewok throne. And for some reason, like for me, the plastic on that figure always felt a little bit cheap and a little bit nasty. And my version of that figure just yellowed to holy hell because of sun exposure. So it's been one that I've wanted to replace for a while. But that battle pack, like with all Legacy Collection battle packs, goes just for stupid money these days.
Yeah.
But this guy does tend to fetch a hefty premium as well on the aftermarket, but he was sat there for pocket money price as well. So cool. I thought, you know what? It's time to fill that gap. It's time to get him in. And to be fair, like you said, Tommy, he's a decent looking figure. And I think actually better than that Legacy Collection battle pack version because he's got the little bit of damage on his chest, which I think the Legacy version didn't have.
No, so, this one's painted nicely too. Yeah.
Yeah. And it comes with the little binoculars as well, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and this has started me on a thing of when I complete Power of the Force 2, do I go down the rabbit hole of getting this line? Because I love the packaging. I love the figures in it. Like they're all absolute bangers. You know, some of the figures that were released in this line we haven't seen since. Queen Amidala, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, true that. Yeah.
But yeah, there's some absolutely quality figures in this lineup. So yeah, that might be a little side project that begins in the near future.
Nice.
Tomorrow.
Moving on, paid a little trip to Forbidden Planet today on the subject of gap filling. Finally picked up Barriss from the
She's
Black Series.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've put her off for this long, to be honest. I don't know why. It's just one of those things I do. I do it too often. But yeah, she looks absolutely stunning. So I'm really excited to get her displayed and up on the shelf.
Yeah.
And finally, as well, I didn't realise it was out, but I just took a punt in the vain hope that it would be on the shelf because it's a story I've been wanting to read, but I'm not willing to commit to buying single issues. So finally got the trade paperback of Legacy of Vader, The Reign of Kylo Ren. I've seen some of the panels from this comic. I've seen some of the, the story that's told in this one. And I'm really excited to read it. Kylo Ren, say what you will about the sequels, he's the best character from those movies. Definitely the most interesting. Disney, we want more. And I'm really, really excited to get into this story and give it a read. So absolutely thrilled with that. And then, it's Black Series time once again because I'm late to the party, but they're finally here. And I can get in on the Mando and Grogu hype.
Yes.
We have the exclusive Remnant Stormtrooper, which
is wonderful.
These to be fair,
the weathering, mate.
That's it. That was the selling point. That was the selling point. I am very, as the guys will know, I'm very selective now when it comes to Black Series because, as I've said multiple times, real estate it's a commodity, and my Black Series shelves are getting a little bit packed.
Yeah.
So. Normally, if Hasbro had released 2 Stormtroopers, I'd have said, yeah, they're cool, but I'm going to have to pass in favour of something maybe a little bit more important. When Hasbro revealed these and we saw that they were washed and had that absolutely amazing weathering, I had to have them. And I had to have them both as well because they're just absolutely incredible looking figures. They look so, so good. So I'm really, really excited to crack those open. As Dan pointed out as well, we have the Remnant AT-AT driver, which
another banger.
The AT-AT driver is my favourite Imperial Trooper design.
Really?
So yeah, absolutely. This and the TIE Pilot for me.
Yeah, they're great.
So when this got revealed, it was like that's an instant. I mean, this whole wave was an instant pre-order because it's just. I think James mentioned it on a previous stream. Like it's very, very rare we get a wave of figures that are mostly troop builders. And like I said, normally I'd have looked at that and said, I need to dedicate the space to something a little bit more unique. But these troopers, man, they're absolutely fire. I've not opened them up yet to get a hands-on look at them, but just seeing them in the box, they look so damn good. And this was the main one for me that I needed. Absolutely had to get that one. So really excited to crack him open. We got the ATRT driver as well that Dan was talking about. Bit of a dark horse of the wave, apparently. I wasn't that excited about this figure, but I just pre-ordered him as part of the wave. But then James said he's actually really, really good. So again, really
surprised with that one.
Yeah, it looks good though. It does.
Cool.
I like the combination of different elements. Like I think that's the thing that I really like about Remnant Troopers is that there's just so many different design elements incorporated into them all. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I think I know you've just said it, Dan, but I'm really, really excited about this one. And I'm really curious to know what it is that you said isn't as good about her as.
It's a good figure. Don't get me wrong. I just think it just needed something else, like a blaster.
Yeah, I'm with Dan.
It's a bit vanilla when I opened it up, and
I mean, I'm just looking at it from we finally got a brand new X-wing pilot sculpt. And I think the helmet was the selling point to me because of those like added details with the decals and even the mic that's attached. Because that's the first time we've seen that on a Black Series figure. I was just really excited for it. I don't know, it's just something. Even though it's an X-wing pilot, it feels like something a little bit different. And I'm excited to get into.
I'll tell you what I'd have included with it, because I don't agree with all pilots should have blasters philosophy, because only Luke has used one so far. And now we know a little more about the film. They could have done like a little sculpted hand of Sabat cards with the Warlord silhouettes on.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
Yeah.
I think that's something that Hasbro really need to start tapping into is non-weapon ray accessories. That'd be really nice. But my plan with this one, I've got a couple of spare Hoth Rebel Soldier blaster rifles kicking about. I'm just going to give her one of those just to make her look a little bit more interesting on the shelf. But no, I think sculpt-wise, she looks solid. Really excited to get her ripped open. And then I didn't get the Deluxe Mando just yet because I'm still on the fence about it. Dan and James are really, really selling me on it. But I'm still a little bit like, is it different enough from the Glavish Ringworld version?
Yes.
Do I need it? Do I need it? But this one was definitely different enough.
Yes, this one's awesome. I love this guy.
Definitely different enough from its original release. So my plan, as it stands now, is once the Mandalorian and Grogu shelf starts to take formation, the Glavish Ringworld Mando will move down a shelf. He'll go with the Mando and Grogu stuff. And then this guy will take pride of place on the actual Mandalorian TV series shelf. So, cool. I'm buzzing with this one, though. It looks so good. This is, out of all of these figures, it was the one that I pre-ordered the latest, but it's the one that I'm the most excited for. So, I'm just, after we get back from the Star Wars Fan Fun Day tomorrow, I'm just going to have a Fan Fun Day all of my own when I get home. Just rip these figures all open and get into them. And just really excited.
You don't really realize how much the Black Series has improved when I held my 2019 version of him right next to the new one. Like, especially like the helmet and just the way that some things are sculpted on the costume. I was like, wow. We've really come a long way in 6 years. It's
crazy, isn't it? Yeah. It's one of those things, I think, when a figure like that first gets revealed, you think, it's a redo. They could have done something else a little bit more interesting. But then when you like you've just said, you compare it with its original release, and you're like, night and day. It's absolute must-have purchase. So
absolutely,
I'm excited to get into those. And then finally. And I want to give a big shout out to the team over at Nsabers for this final addition to the collection. They recently sent out a lightsaber, which it's a lengthy, girthy boy, and I'm just gonna say, like, I'm not a massive lightsaber collector. It's not something I've ever really tapped into. I've always wanted to have a lightsaber in the collection for the pure reason of representation and having one displayed. But it's not something that I've ever dived into. I've always found them either a little bit pricey, they take up too much real estate. But yeah, like I said, Nsabers got in touch and very, very kindly hooked me up with a Luke Skywalker lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. Now, I am not an expert by any stretch when it comes to third-party lightsaber brands and all that sort of stuff. I have no idea about all the technical ins and outs and all that sort of thing. So I'm not going. This is by no means going to be a full-blown review, but this is the saber that they gifted, and it is absolutely incredible. It's such a stellar quality piece. I know with these third-party lightsabers, there does tend to be some, what's the word, compromise in terms of screen accuracy in order to build in certain features and all that sort of stuff. But this, with the exception of the emission of the box on the side of the hilt, it's absolutely insane. It's made of the most sturdy metal. It's beautifully presented. I don't have it to hand, unfortunately, but it even comes with a display stand, which is mad. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. And just to give it a brief demonstration.
Power on.
Like, I've got the lights on in the room at the minute, so the colour and the brightness don't really shine through, no pun intended. But, man, it's like the sound. Don't know how well you can hear that, but
it's coming through clear, man. It's really good.
It's great.
It's super, super clear.
I thought you were just going to do a big jump off a skiff then and start attacking some thugs.
See, if they'd hooked me up with Sidious's lightsaber, you'd have got
that. Fucking hell, YouTube.
You can do that with Darth
3D.
Maul's saber these days now, too.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what to say about this saber that hasn't probably already been said in multiple other reviews. But like I said, it's just the quality for me. I've never owned an official like Force FX or Black Series or Disney Parks saber, so I have nothing to compare it to. But I am so tempted to pick up more of these. And what I really love about companies like Nsabers is that they offer up so many different varieties of sabers, and we'll take a look at some in just a little bit. But yeah, motion activated, so you can swing it around. Yeah, got the blaster effect. There's all the different sound fonts and different blade colours loaded into this as well. So, if you want to personalise it a little bit, you can. It's just awesome. It's just really, really cool. And I've even gone to the effort of purchasing an acrylic mount for the wall to get this hung up in the room, because it just deserves pride of place. It's really, really good. And yeah, might take it with me tomorrow to have a little play around, get some photos and stuff, get them posted up on the socials. But yeah, honestly, if you've been in the market for a lightsaber and you've not really felt like pulling the trigger on one, if you're gonna do it, get an Nsabers saber, because it's so good. They're so good. I can't say enough good things about them. They almost feel handcrafted. It's crazy. Like, they're so good. They're so weighty as well. I've noticed someone in the chat asked what's the weight. Don't know the exact weight, but yeah, they are.
It's got a good heft to it.
Super sturdy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen videos and stuff online of people like running over the blades with their cars and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they're durable. They're pretty durable.
That's good.
But yeah, really, really nice. And yeah, like I said, the sound and stuff is just super, super crisp and clear. So, like I said, big thanks goes out to Nsabers for hooking a brother up. And yeah, we'll just, if you guys will indulge, in the spirit of Star Wars Day, Nsabers are running a bit of a May the 4th be with you sale.
Ooh.
So
more than a bit, I'd say.
More than a bit. Yeah. So as you can see, I've already been eyeing up a certain lightsaber for the collection. And this is what I was saying about all the different varieties of sabers that Nsabers offer up. Because what I love the most is that they tap so heavily into the expanded universe. Case in point, if we head over to the homepage. Who's my favourite expanded universe character?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Oh, that's his. Yeah, that's the one. That's him. I'm so tempted. to just go
And
all in.
that's a saber where the color changing element would work
Absolutely,
rather
yeah.
well, right?
Yeah.
100%. Because obviously Kyle goes through. Well, not necessarily with this hilt. This is his Jedi Outcast lightsaber hilt, which is, it does emit a blue blade. But throughout the Jedi Knight and Dark Forces games, Kyle has different lightsaber blade colors: orange, yellow, green. I'm pretty sure at one point. So this is the display stand I was talking about that came with the Luke's one. It's so
clean.
good.
Yeah.
Cool,
It is. It's really, really nice. And there's even like a little metal nameplate that goes on the front there, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, just like I said, just a variety of different sabers, the quality, so good. But yeah, like I said, in the spirit of May the 4th and Star Wars Day, there are some insane deals going off at the minute over on Nsabers. And if you head down to the video description of this stream, and you want to treat yourself to a cheeky 7% off, then use the discount code SithLord229 at the checkout, and you can get yourself a little bit of money off. But like I said, they're running some insane deals as well. Buy one, get three. Buy one, get three free, even. Which it's that unbelievable. I'm having trouble saying it. Like, obviously, some of these are the more nondescript lightsabers that don't actually appear in any Star Wars media, but still, to buy one and get an extra three for
If
nothing.
you just want to chase your siblings around and abuse them, I mean,
That's it.
lightsabers galore for you. Have a bit of fucking
Yeah.
household fun. Take it out in the garden, spin it around.
This is it. Like, this one looks really, really cool. Got a bit of everything going on there. A bit of Obi-Wan, a bit of Luke. Some expanded universe flair there as well. Like, yeah, there's just some really, really nice stuff. There's a buy one, get two free offer as well, I think, that applies to some of the other blades.
Yes, there is. Yeah, they've got, and then they have even like buy one get one for like halves of a double saber.
Yeah, it's crazy. These look really good.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's some really quality stuff. Like I said, never been one for collecting lightsabers, but I may just be tempted.
Yeah, buy one get three is good if you're trying to deal with this Jedi slime yourself. Sabers handle some business.
Crazy stuff.
Excellent additions to your collection.
Indeed.
That's it. For real. Yeah, so good. So good. So yeah, go and check out Nsabers, nsabers.com. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Compliment your bronchitis this Star Wars Day.
This is it. Yeah, there's some
Cool.
stunning stuff available. And yeah, the link for all the sales are down below in the video description. So make sure you go and check them out. And again, big thanks to Nsabers for hooking us up with that. So on to the main portion of today's stream, which I don't think I'm ready to do this again now. Like Friday was like overdrive for me, but
It was wild.
My vocal cords need to sort of refigure themselves because I did shout the house down.
well, I think with that in mind, Dan, I think it's only fair that we kick off the Hasbro reveals that we got on Friday with the Black Series, and one very special reveal in particular, because I mean, there's a few on this list. There's a few on these reveals that we've seen somewhere before. Not to claim any credit, but I'm claiming all the credit. But yeah, it only feels right to start off with this one because Dan, you pretty much called it, mate. You manifested this into a reality. And
I mean, I thought this was going to be the last thing they'd ever announce because I put it on the final wave of Black Series. Come on now, what is this? What are we doing? You're making my dreams come true, Hasbro. We're getting Mission Veo and Kath Anasi. Come on. What else have you got up your sleeve, Hasbro? What else is up there? Because if we're getting the rest of the crew, I'm going to manifest it now. Gaming Greats, Amazon exclusives, solely KOTOR and KOTOR 2. If we're getting 2 packs of the other companions from KOTOR 1, I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna absolutely shit. And you know what? Even if they don't do, this is so many words, so many things in my head. As soon as they put Carth up on the screen, I'm like, no way. I screamed the house down. I'm clapping. Like, never in a million years would have I expected them to do the companion characters, at least at this point. But it makes so much sense. As I said in the previous stream where I said that we needed Mission Veo because of Zalbar. And here they are. So they've got to do the others now. You can't just have an incomplete crew. You need the others.
Well, this would be like not completing the Rebels crew.
They're
just as important, and I know that now. Thanks,
he knows it now.
I've lost all my life to KOTOR.
You've lost your life to KOTOR 1. Wait until you get to KOTOR 2, mate. You've got that to look forward to. But man, I'm over the moon with both of these. I think they look amazing. The only tiny is the smallest of gripes. It's a nothing gripe because I'm sure people out there. I mean, you can already do it. You could already go on to someone like GI Trooper kits and get the weapons if you want and build up your arms that way. I just think they could have come with some other weapons like melee weapons because.
Yeah.
Well, my question to you, Dan, just as someone who hasn't really dived into the world of Knights of the Old Republic, like obviously I've got vague familiarity with these characters, but the one thing that stood out to me through the images and stuff was, hang on a minute, Mission Veo comes with a Rebel blaster. What is that? Is that accurate?
Yeah, so it's I can't remember fully if Rebel blasters are in KOTOR. They're very similar looking blasters. So it for me it wasn't a big gripe because to me the Rebel Alliance would be using any old shit they could find. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. I know some people have made that comment as well. So to me, it wasn't a big deal. But my biggest deal was the fact that in terms of KOTOR, you can really diversify your characters. You can build them up in different ways. So they can either be melee, they can be ranged, or in some instances, that you can just have some characters trained up to be bomb layers, and that's mainly Mission Stick. Mission Stick. I should maybe train her up as, kind of bomb laying and sort of espionage kind of stuff. Sneaky jobs. Getting past rancors without being detected. That took me some fucking ghost to work out how to do that. I'm too gun-ho. But that was my only little criticism, is just the fact that some of the weapons, there could have been more weapons packed out, so you could re-customize it to how you played the game. Other than that, there's literally no complaints because the weapons are out there if you want to go and source them and get them 3D printed. They come with what they need to come with. The fact that these sheerly exist is just absolute perfection.
Yeah.
If I'm going to make any sort of Mystic Meg predictions...
Come on, Dan, manifest.
HK-47 should be a freaking given now because he was the one that I was expecting them to do straight off the bat. But if they do him, I won't even complain if they be cheeky and pack him in with a silver color version. I forget it. Is it HK-57? 57?
HK-50, isn't it?
HK-50.
I knew a KOTOR thing.
Well done, mate. I'm number blind, I tell you now, lads. But if they did a KOTOR 2 version of him, because it still works as KOTOR 1, they packed him in with a silver version, that'd be cool. Even include Goto with him from KOTOR 2, that'd be cool. There's a lot of crossover in that instance with KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2. Maybe even James, you might help me out there because I'm terrible with droid names. The little
T3M4.
Oh, there you go.
That's it. Thank you,
Yeah,
Tommy.
I'd love that.
If they
Yeah.
did they did a droid pack like that, that'd work because slight spoiler for you, James, but he does appear in KOTOR 2. It's very slight. I'm not going to say how. But he does
It's not
appear.
really a spoiler, mate. It's like a 25-year-old fucking game or something. Isn't it? So.
There we go. I just want you to enjoy it like I did.
Oh, mate, I'm having a blast. It's really fucking good.
But this is the thing. There's so many characters they can include. So I could see them doing a droid pack like that. If they did Canderous, you could do him. I don't want to spoil it. James, you okay for spoilers in this instance?
Yeah, go on.
You could do him from KOTOR 1 and 2. That's all I'm saying. You can do Canderous from 1 and 2. Oh, it's so exciting. The possibilities are just endless. And I thought, oh, that's it for gaming greats. We're gonna get like loads of other stuff from Clone Wars. No, the phone just kept on going. Oh man, what a time to be alive! What a time, because people have been wanting these characters for ages,
100%.
and finally, Hasbro have listened.
Some very clever reuse as well done.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I noticed that it's the Kanan legs, isn't it?
It is.
On Darth.
Yeah, it took me a hot
Kanan
minute
Jarrus
to
legs.
figure it out, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
suppose
I
that
was-
speaks to how well it's been done.
That's it. Because I was looking at them and I was like, these both look all brand new from top to bottom. And then I saw the thigh swivel and the sculpted holster strap, and I was like, no, that's reuse. That's reuse. But where's it from? And then it was the boots that gave it away.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, genius reuse. To be fair, like I'm not gonna complain about that. Like it's like we've said it, haven't we, numerous times. Smart reuse makes sense where it makes sense.
Yeah.
If it means getting characters that we wouldn't necessarily have gotten otherwise, and
Right.
these two fall right into that bracket,
Mhm.
then go for it. Just go for it. I'm like I said, I don't have a massive affinity with these characters. These aren't Knights of the Old Republic. Isn't really my era.
Mhm.
I'm Dan. I'm absolutely thrilled for you, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing.
oh,
Yeah.
But again, it's just another one of those releases that is just like, well, fucking nothing's off the table anymore, is
Yep.
it? Like it's it's everything's up for grabs at this point, and it's just, and I think for me, it's just to see the evolution of gaming greats. To go, like we've said before, to go from Battle Droid and Clone Trooper repaints and, you know, numerous repeated Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor droids and troopers and all that sort of stuff, to get to where we're at with gaming greats is just insane to me.
Yeah.
Wild.
the head sculpts for me, more than anything, are just
Yeah.
so on point.
Very good.
Yeah.
Calf is ready to rumble. He is ready to rumble. Down you go. He just looks perfect. And Mission, I mean, I know I'm talking more about Calf, but Mission's just going to look absolutely mint next to Zalbar. Like, this is an immediate pre-order for me. I don't even care if it's 60 quid. I'm getting it. I am getting this. And I'm invested in this line because we need more.
I think for me, like, the Mission Veo is the figure from this set that I'm the most excited about. Just because it's another alien.
Yeah.
Any excuse to get another alien into the Black Series, like, I'm all for it. Even if I've got no idea who they are, just give me the aliens, man. I'm all about the aliens. And she looks awesome.
Well,
What
getting
about
the head
reuse?
tails that go on to the front? Like that's also new, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be nice, even if you want to maybe kit bash it for your Ayla, so they're not stuck behind her or something. Yeah.
Where do we stand on reuse for Mission then? Because I can't pick apart any tool in there that's
So
that's
the
reused.
legs and the head are brand new. I think the top half is Dr. Afro with a new vest.
Okay,
Ooh, good job on that one. Yeah.
that makes sense. It's one of those though you wouldn't notice. You wouldn't
Yeah,
tell.
it's so well done.
So smart.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that's it for the most part, I think. I know Karth has got Karkatan's forearms.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
so that's quite new. I mean, but it's great. It's like with the Nihilist set, we're getting like reuse of a brand new figure.
Yeah,
that you wouldn't have expected. So
and that's the thing.
it's just so well done.
When they're reusing the super modern stuff as well, that is just like so smooth. Yeah, it works so well. I'm here for this. So here for this. And just on that Gaming Greats note that you mentioned, Dan, about the fun not stopping there.
Oh my god!
Holy
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So this is where I step in and get excited because again, Old Republic isn't my jam. But if anybody tuned into the expanded universe wish list we did a couple of months ago, like holy crap! If I'm claiming credit for one thing, it's this. Called it.
Yeah.
Public
Called
Trooper.
it.
Yeah.
Called it.
Awesome.
Called it.
Awesome.
And it does. And do you know what I love about this as well? Is, you know, for all our sins, we did tap into a little bit of AI for that stream, and we did put together a couple of visualizations of what those characters we wanted would look like. This doesn't look a million miles off what I had in my head and what AI churned out, and I'm just, whoa! This is what I'm talking about when it comes to new troopers. Like, give me clones all day long, give me new Imperial trooper designs, but this is just next effing level, man. I'm so excited for this. It looks so good.
I love they chose the more unique looking blaster too, because I know there's a couple different blasters. I like they chose the one with this barrel on it. That was such a great choice. It really helped to flesh out the silhouette. And finally, having characters to put with Darth Malgus.
Yeah.
That's
on
the
my
biggest
shelf.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because just like Steve, like I don't really have much of a collection or connection to like Knights of the Old Republic, but when it comes to this game, that I remember being a kid sitting on YouTube and I'd watch the cinematic trailers on repeat for hours and hours and hours. And yeah, anything Old Republic from that game, I am just over the moon for. And to see this trooper design, yeah, looks great. So happy with this guy.
How do we feel about this one coming before the more recognizable Republic trooper?
That's the only way they could do it, you know, because if they would have done the red one first, probably would have had less people wanting to get the orange one, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like seeing this guy means that I'm gonna get Jace Malcolm. I just want Jace Malcolm in that red armor. Yeah.
Honestly, as well, it makes me want Jace Malcolm more because the amount of accessories that they packed in with him in the vintage collection one that you could then cross interchange with this.
True.
I am buying multiple of this. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me too.
I'm having a group of them. Oh.
So, just for a little context, Tommy, earlier this week, because I've been playing KOTOR for about a week now, I sent an updated shelf picture to the lads in the group chat because my KOTOR stuff and Old Republic stuff being Malgus is behind the Acolyte figures, just because it's like the start of the era on the shelf timeline order, if you've seen my collection video. It's the only place I could fit them. So, but now having more context, I put them in a particular order, so they look nice. And this very rarely happens once I've got a shelf set up. We get a fucking reveal stream and suddenly I've got to tear the bloody thing apart again and give them a shelf of their own because there's just so damn much.
I feel like that's like the part of the fun of collecting, though, when something new and exciting comes out. Now you got to sit there and be like, well, now I got to rearrange all this and I got to move this over here. And then because I have to showcase the new and exciting thing.
But instantly knowing that I've got more space to play with now means I'm going to get about 3 of these guys.
Yeah, he looks great.
He really, really does. I'm just like the sculpt just looks like I can't say enough good things about this. Like the armor, I think like that's the biggest thing for me. Like just looking at this and seeing how it's been put together and like the armor, all the extra overlays, all that sort of stuff. Like just like picturing how the articulation is going to work on this one. Like, oh man.
Well, with how good Black Series has gotten with the overlay systems, it helps with bulkier characters like this. I feel like with the older articulation schemes, you would not have been able to get the kind of range I can see on the promo photos with this guy here. So yeah, this has got me excited too.
Yeah, super duper excited. And it's another one of those reveals as well. It's just like, okay, what? Like not this. Like I said, this isn't coming from a place of entitlement and in the sense of, well, I didn't want this, so what's coming next?
Yeah.
But what is coming next? Because if this is what we're getting at the, like, I mean, when we're barely a quarter of the way into the year, and this is what we're already getting, like,
right?
What the hell's coming?
It makes you wonder, next? Like, what's the next logical step from here? Because that seems to be like their strategy now. Is like they pick a character that's the next logical step from a recently released character or like an existing team. So, I mean, with like Mission, you had Zalbar. It made sense to get her out next. With this guy and another one we're going to talk about, we've got Malgus. We need to flesh that out a little bit. And then you keep just, making those connections and moving on and on. It's just got me so excited for what's to come.
Well, I'm claiming a little bit of credit for this as well. And actually, I sent this to Brandon after the reveals because I was just like, I'm just gonna just gonna leave this here for no reason because she didn't make the cut.
Oh man,
she didn't make the cut for my final list of expanded universe once, but she was a character that we went to the effort of putting together a mock-up for. So you can actually. What's really fun about this as well is, like I said, if you go back, I posted a few of the unused mock-ups and concepts that we did over on my Instagram, and you can see the visual for this one that we did. And again, it's not a million miles off. And like I said, to go from a month or two ago and saying I'd really love it if Hasbro did this figure, only for them to get it. Obviously we know the development process of these figures is laid out months and months in advance. So I jest when I say I'm claiming credit for these because I know it's not my fault that this is coming to the line. But to like I said, to visualize and to pitch and to effectively go online and put to Hasbro, I'd love it if you made this figure, only for then a couple of weeks later, boom, there it is.
To see it,
and it's unprecedented, and it feels so. It's like it's almost validating in a sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's wild.
Well,
we truly live in wild times. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like the people that are making the figures want the same kinds of things that we as collectors want, which helps when the people making the figures are fans and collect. But what blew me away about this one instantly was like, this likeness looks like it was taken straight off the cinematic trailers and popped onto the action figure. I was blown away when I saw how good the facial expression looks on this one.
It looks like the digital model.
Yeah, seriously.
It's insane. And I think for me, it's like, it's all the intricacies and the details and the costume. Like just you want to talk about shelf presence. I mean, like I said, I don't have a massive connection to these games, but I think out of all the Star Wars media that we've had over the years, like the shelf presence and those levels of shelf presence, so much of it comes from this era of Star Wars because of that regality in the designs and stuff.
Yeah. It's so fresh for the line.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think one of the biggest things for me not having that connection to the games is it's that rule of cool that we've talked about multiple times. I don't have that affinity. I don't have that connection, but fuck me, do these look amazing? and it's for that reason that I want them on my shelf. So I'm all in on every single reveal from this era that we got on Friday, and Hasbro they blew me out of the water. They really, really did.
Yeah.
Did you guys spot the small amount of reuse on this one at all?
Yeah, the arms, right?
Yeah, the arms of Rebels Ahsoka.
I'm just having I might be going mental. I probably am. Are the legs reuse or are they new?
I think they're new.
No, I think they're brand new, man.
Okay. I was just looking. I was looking at those, and then I was looking at Bounty Hunter Ventress. I was like, they're similar, but they're not the same. But
it's
they're
close,
similar, but they're not the same.
Yeah. Now you're saying it, mate. Yeah. But it is.
Close,
it is new. Yeah.
But I absolutely love that, and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about that evolution of gaming greats, because I think we've touched on it in previous streams where we've said, at one point it was almost impossible to imagine getting new tooling in gaming greats. It was almost like a subline that was reserved for repacks, repaints, retools, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So to get this type of effort in a subline like gaming greats is so appreciated.
Yeah, I absolutely love. I feel Because when I think Old Republic, I think of those cinematic trailers. Like, that's one of the biggest things that my mind jumps to. And I think of that, like, Battle of Alderaan one. This or Jace Malcolm would have been, in my opinion, one of the first ones they needed to knock out. And getting Satele out there right out the gate, she looks great. She's going to match the level of detail that Malgus has. I can have them dueling, and then I'm hoping we get, what's his name, Lord Vindicate? Later on, get some other characters from maybe the twins from one of the other trailers. Like, it's just my little. I'm going back to when I was a kid watching the trailers, like I said, on repeat on YouTube, and then imagining that I was those characters and I'm playing with a stick in the backyard. You know, it's like, oh man.
I forget their names off the top of my head, but I pitched one of the twins many years ago on one of the Gaming Grade streams that we did. I wanted them for so long, and just any action figure form, because again, they're so damn cool.
Now it feels real. Now it feels like it can happen.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect candidate for a Gaming Greats 2-pack right there.
Yeah.
I even feel like they could do the War Droid at this point, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which are like the kind of older droidicas, but
true.
Yeah.
Yes, the Jedi Masters give us both the Masters in a 2-pack. It's Malgus's Master and Satele's Master. Just do them together. Yes, I'd lose my mind.
God, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. I mean, Kirby hit the nail on the head for me when it comes to the resonance of these characters for me, because I remember having those exact same Lego sets as well.
Yeah.
And like you said, Tommy, just being obsessed with those cinematics and the visuals in those, and the characters that they put out in those Lego sets as well. That was one of the reasons why I pitched the Republic Trooper on the last wish list we did, because I was like, these designs just need to be brought to life in action figure form.
They're so Star Wars.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another Justin.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I literally took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say that.
The TVC already did her, right? A while ago.
Yeah.
I already did her.
You did, Dan, yeah.
Thank you.
Next logical step, though. Next logical step.
True.
Hasbro's one will be better, and at least the frigging antenna won't break either. So Hasbro, please.
It's all good, man. These figures are going to becoming as part of the next fan channel wave.
Yeah.
And rounding that fan channel wave out, we're getting a figure that, if I'm not mistaken, this got rumored months and months
Eons
ago. Like years, like almost years ago. Like, I'm sure it was either a year or two at least that this appeared on rumor lists, to the point of when it got officially revealed, I was like, holy hell, I forgot about that.
I never thought it was going to happen. It got that old. Yeah.
But I'm so happy that it's coming,
dude,
because
like, what? Republic Commando repaint when?
The real Republic Commando. What do you know?
I can't get over how refined this sculpt is. That helmet looks absolutely fire.
Everything. I mean, I sat there when I was watching the reveals. It took me a second when they showed it. I was like, why are they repacking the Commando? And then my eyes caught up with my brain. And I was like, wait a minute, those are new shoulder armor. Wait a minute, that's new thighs. Wait a minute, that's... And then my eyes got big. I couldn't believe it.
My reaction was like you just said, Tommy, like the eyes got big. My reaction was the Joey from Friends thing, where I was like, what the... Like, how, I know the other reveals were left field, but this just seemingly just came out of nowhere. It was like it's like one of those reveals where you know you've asked for it at some point, but then so much time has passed that you kind of forgot that you asked for it, and you've just made peace with what you've already got, and then they drop it, and it's like, God damn.
And there's paint on the blaster and the retractable knife blade. I'm like, this is just... everything I could have wanted.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And my instant thought was, oh, they're going to do an interchangeable hand. And then they were like, oh, and the knife actually goes in and out. I was like, oh, no, what?
I manifested that knife hand in my review. I said they needed it. They needed them. and
It's
they've
so
done it.
iconic, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so fucking.
I won't
cool.
lie. Up until they did the mercenary gear hunter, I didn't know if they would be able to do something that thin. But then when I saw how thin the sheath is on the season 2 Bad Batch hunter figure compared to the season 1 look, I was like, oh, they could probably pull something like this off now. And in my opinion, it's perfect. Yeah.
Did Brandon say on the stream as well? You can think of 5 other figures that could benefit from this.
Yeah, so they did acknowledge on the fan stream. I mean, you could take it as a teaser, but they did acknowledge that Delta Squad needs redone, and that maybe a particular named commando from the Clone Wars
I wonder who that
might
could
need
be.
repainted on
Oh,
this body here, and I was like, don't do this to me.
Okay. Hasbro, Brandon, if you're listening, if you get to Gregor, all right, if you're not going to do D-Squad, you got to include Colonel Meba Gascon with Gregor, right?
Yes.
Just please.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I would
you know
lose
what?
my mind.
I'm gonna go deep cut too. Why not? If you're gonna do Delta Squad, Omega Squad as well.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
well, yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
For the 2007 OGs, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's just such a stunning sculpt, though, innit? It looks so nice.
I would love to see the even the gray Camino style paint from the Bad Batch on these guys when you see on Mount Tantus. Those guys look sick too.
Yeah.
I would not be mad if I had to buy 2 different versions of Scorch on this body.
True that.
Same here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd actually love to see, just as another callback to those glory days of collecting? Fuck it, at this point, repaint the Super Battle Droid in bronze and give us a thermal detonator with it.
Yes.
Yes, dude.
Show my boys at Dark Horse some love while you're at it.
We need
Love
some
Dark
more
Horse.
throwback items like that, and this will come up a little more later to do with some of the other reveals. A little conversation we had the other day, but
we all grew up on the Dark Horse, right? I think everybody here knows the Dark Horse days. Yeah.
So not the urban combat one.
I would take it. Battlefront.
Oh,
The Battlefront. I know James loves the Battlefront.
And don't you want to see your Christmas decoration commando get a
Yeah, that's the one. That's the urban commander. Get him on my tree. Get him on my tree.
That's the only one that needs doing. We don't need Delta Squad. Get the urban commando out there.
Oh man, dude!
If I wasn't already so happy that we were getting KOTOR Gaming Greats 2-packs, the fact that they seemingly have, for now, replaced the Battlefront 2 concept as an Amazon exclusive just fills me with so much fucking life. It's unreal.
Same here, mate. Same here.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's great. I'm here for it. I mean, I got no complaints. No complaints.
None at all. I'm really glad that I
fig.
actually held off because I didn't get the original Bad Batch Commander. So that's worked out in my favour pretty nicely. I'm feeling a little bit smug about that, not going to lie.
You do tend to have those moments, Steve.
Mate, it happens all the time. I either don't pick stuff up and then it gets discounted and I grab myself a bargain, or I hold off on stuff and then it just gets a super mega glorious update and I'm like, I'm just basking in the glory that is these 2026 Black Series figures. Man, they're just I'm going to say it again, Lord's work at play. Mm-hmm. It's just, man,
anyone uploading a video saying that Black Series isn't as good as it was. You pudding. You absolute pudding. Are you looking?
What the hell?
Oh,
what the hell? Tommy will be back with us in just a bit.
Reveal's so good that Tommy's computer just couldn't keep up with it.
This is it.
Just,
It's mental, innit? It's mental. To look at where we're at. I mean, on that point, Dan, like, I don't know whether it was it last stream or a couple of streams ago where, not to name any names. I mean, I can't even remember who it was that commented, but someone did mention the figures in 10 years ago were better than they are now. What you smoking, bro? Because no way. No,
I hear that.
way.
I hear that from a lot of people, though, and which I don't know what's going on with my computer. It just it said it didn't want to hear me talk about clone troopers anymore. So tired of.
Well,
but
Tommy, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to because we've got. Yeah. I'm just going to let you take the floor with the next two.
Yeah.
Wow. I have to say this is probably like top 3 most excited I've ever been about a Black Series reveal, and I've been at least heavily collecting Black Series since like 2019, and just between the Order 66 March Madness that's been going on the last couple of years, I mean the whole identity, the whole branding of my channel is around Clone Troopers. I've always been especially obsessed with Clone Troopers, from like 03 Clone Wars to the prequel trilogy to 08 Clone Wars, and when I saw this figure, this was so unexpected. I didn't expect they would get to Doom for like at least a couple years. I thought maybe 2028, because it's the 20th anniversary of Clone Wars, that they would get to him, and they really just knocked him out of the park. 2023 Clone Trooper sculpt. He's got both the trigger finger hands. He's got the soft goods comma with the printing on it. A new helmet with no Tamara Morrison head underneath. I have zero complaints. The weathering, the wash. They gave him a wash. Dude.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Oh, I can't. I have nothing but good things to say, and I'm so amped to get this figure in the collection. I can't believe I never in a million years did I think that Commander Doom would be put on the table in 2026 for a fan stream.
I am super keen for this discourse, because I know. Yeah, we've got to have this conversation, man.
I want to grab some popcorn.
Yeah. So I'm going to I'm just going to throw my 2 cents in. I'm excited. I'm very excited, and I think the main reason that this figure excites me so much, as well as the next reveal, is because it rights a long overdue wrong.
Yeah,
because I think we all remember like 2013, 2014, when those 2 Commander Doom and the next reveal figures came out, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks they were super underwhelming.
Yeah.
It's a gratifying experience to see these come to fruition in 6-inch to the quality that they are. So that's my 2 cents. That's my thought. I'm excited from an action figure standpoint. But James, we always talk about this when we stream, mate. And when we pitch action figures and stuff, like, I'm always sitting here going, well, this figure would look cool, and they could design it like this. And then you're like, but the story, and that's why I can't wait to get your thoughts on this one, mate.
Right, well, I'm very happy that we're going to get it. Let's get the positives out of the way first. Let's not get this twisted. It's really cool that they're doing it, but like Tommy, I thought this would be much later down the line.
Yeah.
It's great that they've chose to do it, but for me, I think they're getting the whole popularity of Clone Wars characters a little bit convoluted. I think that this guy and Thorn are only popular because clips of them surface on the internet much more than the relevance of the gravitas of which they had in the stories that they come from. Because as cool as they are, in the episodes of the Clone Wars of which they appear, there are much bigger things going on in them stories than these guys. And compared to various other episodes and various other clone troopers, for me personally, they're a much more important character clone troopers that we need to have in the line before these guys. Even if we're not even talking about clones, minor characters, cuts almost as deep as these two, for how much screen time and relevance they've got to the overall story, I think still deserve more of a spot. Like I say, I'm very happy to have them. They're going to go on the shelf. They're great. We're going to talk about Thorn in a minute. Love the fact that it comes with the rotary cannon finally. That's incredible.
God tier.
But for me, I mean, I don't need to retread over old ground. If you watch the streams regularly, you know the characters that I've been wanting for years. And I don't think I'm alone in it, but I don't know, man. I mean, I like Doom. He's cool. Nice little reference to Doctor Doom. Very cool. Cool episode. But I mean, same with Thrawn. Thrawn, he's got such a fucking cool sacrificial scene. But that's the only reason people hype him up. There's no character development there. He's just another expendable clone that died for a dog shit war at the end of the day. I don't know what more I can say. I just think I think there are bigger characters needed, similar to how we were getting these fucking training battle droids and these 2-packs. People want theatrical battle droids and not with fucking t-shirts on, I can tell you that much.
Oh,
like 100%. Thanks for doing them, Hasbro. I'll buy them. They're great, fantastic. It's good because they're the first good versions of these characters that they've done, especially, and again, I don't want to come across as twisted. This does a massive, massive thing for Clone Wars collectors of old, right? Because these were never done in the animated line.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is what I've been asking for in Black Series. Characters we never got back then.
Does this count as balance the scales? Because 3 3/4 got him first.
Technically, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
It worked. We can say it too.
It does, Tommy, although certain individuals online will still be crying that they haven't had a new one. But yeah, no, I'm happy. I'll take them. I just wanted to get my little opinion out of the way. But Cutler Quain for 2027, 28, please, Hasbro. Thank you.
I think it's just it's one of those things, isn't it, James? I mean, for you, like it's no secret that your collection is as story driven as.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? Let me just be a little fucking extreme because fuck it. This is what we're known for. Fuck the modesty. Fuck the fucking being diplomatic about it. To people like, I don't want to speak for you, Tommy, but I know that the Clone Wars means just as much to you as it does to me, right? From a childhood perspective, from growing up. So what I'm trying to say is these characters aren't necessarily for us. They're for the people that have watched Clone Wars in the last 4 or 5 years. Oh, cool clone troopers. Look, I've made an Instagram edit with all these cool clone troopers that have died or that have appeared on screen. That one's cool because he's green. That one's cool because he's got a big gun and he shouts for the Republic. It's for those people.
it's for the people that kind of nod and shake their head and point to the top of the screen as the scene plays out and like, oh, this is the saddest scene that I've ever seen. Bitch, please, there's more sadder scenes that happen in Star Wars than that.
Oh, well done, Dan. Well done.
Superb.
For me, the best way I can put this is, for me, Tommy, this is like you getting all of those other ARC Troopers before ARC Trooper Blitz.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think in the grand scheme of things, these make more sense to be store exclusives, which I don't know how it works in the UK, but I know here in the US they're exclusive to Target. Whereas like I would want, that's always been a complaint of mine with Black Series, is I hate when they make essential characters exclusive to a retailer because it's harder to get, and I don't know how things are, across the pond, but like in the US, Walmart and Target exclusives are a nightmare. Their ordering system sucks. Half the time they either don't send you the correct quantity that you ordered, and then they try to claim that you stole from them. And then there's some times where like stuff will be register locked, and then you show up on release day and they accuse you of stealing the product from the back room because they haven't unregister locked it yet. There's other times where your pre-order will just never fulfill, but the item will be in stock online and in store. And it's just been a constant issue with those retailers for the last 5 years. All that to say, it makes me even more frustrated when an exclusive is an essential character or an actual, personality in a show or a movie. So when you just give me Rule of Cool clones as exclusives and ones that are extremely popular, for one reason or another, these guys to me, I just love all throughout the Clone Wars, the intricate details and the intricate designs that they put into the effort they put into clones that show up for 10 seconds and die. And there's like pilots that are like that in season 1. There's, named troopers that are like that throughout all the subsequent seasons. And so for me, like, that's just like Doom and Thorn are the representations of like, yes, there's clones that I love because of what their characters mean to the narrative of the story that they're telling. And then there's just other clones that like, they just look badass and they're going to look great on the shelf. They're going to pop. And releases like this also will help to service things later on, because on one end you're getting that store exclusive slot fulfilled for the budget for the year. And now they've created the Z6 rotary cannon, which will be huge for future releases. And they've created a new helmet sculpt for the clone troopers. And when I saw this one, I lost my mind so much during the reveal that I completely missed that the barrel spins on the blaster. So when I went back and watched the replay, and I was like, and I was too busy freaking out that I looked away from the screen and I didn't even see that the barrel rotates. And that just, so like we get new helmet, new weapon, and that I believe the chest overlay is new unless it's reused from last year's Commander Cody. But yeah, all said and done, like for me, it's like I'm just over the moon. Like now, give me heavy, give me hard case, give me every actual named clone that has this same blaster.
Training gear heavy was the first place my mind went to.
Yes.
Come on, Domino squad.
Got to be done. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm even on that side of the fence. That's like, fuck it, I'm having 2 of these because I'm going to give one of these to one of the rotary cannons to a Phase 1 clone trooper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's just where I'm at. Like I got transported right back to 2008 when I saw this, because that cannon, and like as oversized and as horrible as they were back in 2008, there was just something so cool about that cannon in that arena. Just to see it finally brought to life. Thorn's great, but his weapon's even better.
Like I say, don't get me wrong, I'm so happy to have them, but I just wanted to give my personal feelings on it, because that's what we do here. We're more down to earth than I like to think so. Anyway, boys, don't know about you, we're more down to earth and more forthcoming than other streams. We're not just gonna blow smoke up Hasbro's backside for the sake of it.
No.
I'm sure there's going to be something for everyone going forward, and some of those deeper cut characters that are more meaningful to me and other people, those will come. Not just clone troopers though for that cannon, just on the note, because we could get a heavy stormtrooper from Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor now that we've got that in 6-inch scale. And for the Battlefront fans, it's in there a lot of the time. So.
Yeah. Now, did you guys catch? I saw my buddy Great White North Empire on Instagram posted yesterday, when Hasbro showed the one slide for both of these figures in box. The background image is from the Battle of Kamino on the Clone Wars. And I mean, to all of us, like, that seems a little random for like these two clones to put something from was that season 2 or season 3? That was season 3. To have something from season 2 in where there's Phase 1 clones, and then we have 2 Phase 2 commanders. So Great White North Empire made a post with like some speculation. Could this be a hint at 99, Rancor Battalion, Domino Squad? And Mr. Hero Collections himself commented on the post with a gif of Leonardo DiCaprio on the recliner, pointing at he cut and I was like, don't do this to me right now, because there's a lot of, like you said, named characters. If you give me 99 or you give me any of the Domino Squad in the training gear, I might just quit the channel. I might just
your work here is done. If Blitz gets made, it's like
seriously,
that'll be the day.
It's one of those things that it's like when I finally got to see a Black Series release of Kyle Katarn. I was just like, okay, I'm out. I don't need to put anything else out there, because I have done what I set out to do. So it's just, this is what I'm saying though about how good we're eating is just, you know, like, all right, James, you've got your bugbears with these figures, but you're seeing the positives in it. And that's what
come on, man. I mean, I'd be stupid to just turn around and say I'm not buying these because I want to be sour. I can be sour and have toys as well. I mean, what's not to love?
This is it.
No,
but this is what
they're great. They're great.
This is what I find so brilliant about Black Series, is that yes, it might not be something that you wanted immediately. Knights of the Old Republic stuff doesn't speak to me as much as it speaks to other people. But
Same.
I want it because it's damn cool. It looks amazing, and it's figures that I never thought we'd get made. So I'm gonna be buying it. I know for a fact that because of those releases, the figures that I actually want to get made have got a significantly higher chance of being put out later on down the line.
Put it this way. Sorry, put it this way. If it's going to appeal to the TikTok generation and it's going to get more of them to buy it, then you know what? That's fine with me, as long as I get the figures I want.
Yeah.
So keep nodding away, you nodders, and
this is coming out in 2026, and we've got an anniversary 2 years away, and this is the level they're delivering at before that.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
And they're done. Like, they're knocked out. These are, to me, definitive. I'm never going to want, like, an upgraded version of these characters for the 6-inch scale. Like, I mean, I can't see how they could improve on either of these characters.
It tick, like, to really break it down, it ticks a box, but it satiates a need.
Yeah.
You know, it does both. It's like, okay, look, let's just get to this. Let's get it out. Bosh, done. Boom. There you go. Don't have to revisit, like you just said, you don't have to revisit it again.
Well, and I love... Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
No, I've completely lost my train of thought. It's fine.
That's my thing too, is like from the fan poll perspective, like these are both clones that were very high up in the seeding and made it very far in both of the years that I did the March Madness. So like now they're done, they're gone, and so that's 2 more spots that can get filled now in next year's bracket by 2 other clones. And that excites me too. Like now it's like we could start getting different names making that bracket now, and it's got me pretty hyped.
That's exactly the same as that's how we feel with the wish lists. It's I said to the guys in the group chat the other day, I'm almost at the point of putting together a checklist of all the picks we've made over the years, and just to tick them off to see,
cool.
which figures we've pitched over the years that have actually come to fruition. Because, like you said, then it opens up, it frees a slot in your imagination.
Yeah,
because you can then say, okay, well, this has been made, and that was at the very, very like Lord Starkiller, like a Kyle Katarn, like a Dash Rendar.
Yeah,
characters that you want to get made and you never thought would. Then they get made, and then it's like, okay, now what can we see?
It does become hard to say that this is a favourite character that you want to be made when it's not actually a favourite character that you want to be made, because it hasn't been made yet. So to say that it has, to move on to another one, it's a very freeing ability, I suppose. Yeah. And maybe, Tommy, next year, if you do your clone March Madness, Rebels Rex won't be so fucking hard done by as to lose to Commander Thorn. Still not over that, man. Still not over that.
And now we found the source of James' hatred for Commander Thorn. The real source.
Not to say that it was the epicenter of my traumas, but, you know.
I think there were several, James, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's got me so excited. I was seriously, I wish I could have more articulate thoughts on either of these. I was just so blown away, and all I want to do is just keep repeating over and over just how overjoyed I am as a Clone Wars kid, as a fan. And something that I really want to drive home is, like, we've been talking about throughout the stream so far, how the Hasbro Star Wars team, like, this was their first big set of reveals that they talked about putting into production when the current team that we see today, like, started getting the ball rolling on their vision for, like, the line. And we know that they've got, like, a 5-year plan. And to see, like, to think of stuff like this as the beginning of a 5-year plan for the Black Series, and, like, I heard Brandon say, in the midst of my hooting and hollering over like the reveals, he said on the stream that in the Clone Wars, like every clone trooper is recognized as an individual in the Force, and that's something that's driven home, and that's why it matters to them to put out these unique designs, not just by rule of cool, but because in the story, in the greater, not the story, but the greater like overarching narrative that plays out throughout the Clone Wars and subsequently the Bad Batch, every clone is an individual, and that's like a big thing. Like when Thorn died in season 6, I was crushed. Like, and I didn't even know the guy. Like, I didn't even know this character. But when I would watch nameless, faceless clones die, watching the Clone Wars growing up, I would get that pit in my stomach. Like, and you know the Clone Wars, they killed people like it was going out of style. So they would like take them out in the most brutal ways ever, and I'd be crushed. And to me, when I was playing with my action figures, the grunts, everyone had a name. Everyone had like a little nickname or a quirk or a specific. One had dual wield blasters. One had the heavy blaster. One had a little mark on his armor that was a QC issue that I made into this like story thing. And to me, it's like
I love that.
the Star Wars team that we have right now at Hasbro, when they know things like that, knowing that in the Clone Wars the clones are individuals in the Force, that's not something that you can fake. That's not something that you can pretend you're knowledgeable about the franchise and say. Like, that's not something, if you just Googled the Clone Wars, tell me something about Clone Wars, that's not the first thing that would pop up. That's the kind of stuff that really reinforces that this team is fans of the IP that we're getting these figures from.
100%, man. Can't disagree with you there.
That's that. You know how you were saying, Tommy, that you don't have articulate thoughts. Mic drop, mate. Mic drop. That's the most articulate thought you could have put out. Absolutely hit the nail on the head.
Well, you know what I could say is what I said on the stream, which is, Clone Trooper, give me a green one, give me a red one, give me a...
It's funny that you mentioned that, though, about the team having that connection to the clones, but it's true. Like, you know, I remember as the Clone Wars season was going along, at the time my wife and I were watching it, and, you know, even like Clone Wars is her favorite part of Star Wars as well, and she even said, well, I can't remember what particular episode it'll have been, but she got to the point where she'd like forged this connection with the clones throughout the series, to the point of it made her forget about what the ultimate ending would be to that arc. And she was, I vividly remember, I can't remember what season it was, I can't remember what episode, but I remember having to pause it, and she said, I don't want to watch them turn bad. I don't want to know what. I don't want to see what's coming, because this is too good. This is perfect. This is what they should have been. And it's like, you watch that, it just transforms the ending of that arc into a completely new visual. And it's traumatic, man.
Just really quickly, all of you, which clone trooper death hits you the hardest when you've watched it?
Oh man, dude. Is it really like it's a no-brainer? It's got to be a no-brainer.
Mine is. Who wants to go first? Because I'll.
Shall we work our way down?
Yeah.
So I'll go first. I think for me, it's fives. It's got to be fives. It's the most. It's gut wrenching, man. It is. It's the cliche answer. I know it is, but it is. It's the whole. It's such a somber scene. I don't know. It's just the whole. I don't know. I can't put it into words, but it is. It's just that, like, it's. I can't, like you, Tommy. I can't articulate it well enough, but it's just the whole.
Well, almost like fives. He's like right there. He's right about to change the course of time.
Yeah,
he's almost convinced them.
What it is, it's you know how that story is going to end. But for that split second, in that split moment, you think this is going to change everything, but you know it's not going to.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like when he does eventually pass, it's like it's such a sad scene, and it's like I said, it's so somber. But then at the same time, it's like there's almost this relief.
Yeah.
And I know that's probably not what he's thinking, because he wanted to get that point across. He wanted to get that message out. But when it happens, it's like we all know the lines.
Yeah.
and and I think it's that that relief of it all. It's like it's a gut punch. It's an absolute gut punch.
Not as much as 99.
Oh
yeah.
Oh man.
I'm a soldier like you.
For me, that's the one that really got me.
I still get choked up.
It's the fact that he's a clone that doesn't quite fit in with everyone, but he treats everyone the same, with respect.
He's like your mad uncle.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just he's there for you when you need talking down, or to have big yourself up, and it's like it's so tragic just how he goes out.
Yeah,
man.
I think it's just that it's that contrast as well, isn't it? Because it's like, yes, he's a clone trooper, and yes, he's got his defects, but it's the whole. It's that. It's for me. It's that disconnect of. Here's this guy running around doing all these little jobs and keeping the place clean and carrying the blasters but ultimately his fate ended up being the same, but it could have been so different because of the way he turned out. He didn't get thrust into that battle and the war.
Yeah.
He was almost spared it to a degree. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only for it then to just ultimately end the exact same way as all the others anyway. It's I think that the clone trooper story itself is just tragic from start to finish. Before, after, during, it's all horrible.
I mean, it's when they did the episode in the Bad Batch where they're discussing what to do with the clones, and there's the whole talk about clones getting a pension, and it's like, what? Are we in the United Kingdom? Are we? What is this? It's insane. It's insane how detailed they've made the clone troopers. Just some disposable characters in the prequels to actual characters, and how they've done it in animation.
Right.
It's just, oh my god, they're just, it's so impressive.
Yeah. That ability to make you care is just something that, because like we said, they are for all intents and purposes, they were meant to be expendable. And I think that, and I don't just mean that from an in-universe standpoint and a canon standpoint, but from a production point of view as well. It's look at Attack of the Clones, and they're just, these CGI renders running around on screen, getting blown to holy hell, and it's you're not meant to care.
Nobody thought at that point they'd give a shit about any of these clone troopers. Oh, look, the new stormtroopers look fun, don't they?
That's it. Yeah.
We cared more about the Jedi getting absolutely slain than the clone troopers that fought beside them.
Yeah, well, it's that, and then even on a more even on a more from a more shallow level, it's like you cared more about the new designs than you did about the characters. It was like, oh, we've got a
black one.
but on that note, isn't that just exactly how we all feel about stormtroopers?
Yeah,
because they've not done that yet. They've not fleshed the stormtroopers out like they have the clones. So when it comes to Imperial trooper designs, you're just like, yes, the latest one's out, and then you see them getting blown to smithereens in media, and you're like, nah, it's just a stormtrooper. But with the clones, it's just this completely different thing, and that all just wraps up what you were talking about, Tommy, about these guys being individual characters. Like when we get a black, just to bring it back to the action figures, when we get a new Black Series or Vintage Collection Clone Trooper, I don't think, sick, new trooper design. I think, wow, sick, new character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's such a massive difference between those two thought processes of something new and visually appealing, something that means a lot to me as a character.
Yeah.
Wow, that got deep.
I'll avoid saying 5s because you already said it, Steve. That is the one that hits me hardest, but on the same level of that is Waxer. On Umbara.
Oh man.
I mean, that's it's just got that perfectly timed tear that runs down his cheek, and that realization that hits that at the end of the day it was one of his brothers that unfortunately befell him. And it's like just when you think you're fighting for the war and the reasons, it's like there's a whole other level to it, and I just couldn't understand that. It's like his death meant nothing to him, whereas I suppose to a clone trooper, somebody that's been engineered for the particular purpose of fighting and dying, they're the two things that do make sense. But just touching on what you said, Steve, about how disconnected we are as viewers to the Empire in comparison, I had this thought watching Mul Shadow Lord the other week. They've done such a perfect job of just making the Empire look like this bleak, just distant image of everything that the Republic ever was. They may still use certain vehicles that are similar, but like it's all just so pale and white, both visually and in contrast. I think that's just the crowning achievement of Star Wars animation. As the
and they're so
polar
relentless. The Empire is like it is the thing that it's like the mix of the clones and the battle droids, because the thing that the Empire takes from the droid army is just the sheer number of them. They don't have to be as good as clone troopers. They are just relentless, and everywhere you turn in the Shadow Lord series, it's just, you know, dozens and dozens of troopers, and they just keep coming. There's more and more and more, and it's insane. Yeah. James, I didn't want to interrupt you. I got but I've got I would have said one of them would have been 99. I would have said one of them would have been Waxer. And that whole sequence with Waxer, like I remember watching it as a kid, and I was like choked up, like the Rex's first realization. It was completely like unfathomable that they would ever do something like that. But I would say for me, I'd have to boil it down to like 3. I wouldn't be able to pick a single one. One of them is obviously from Mayday in the Bad Batch. That, as an adult, you just see the complete and utter helplessness of the clones, and you see how they believe in what they believe, and they stand by what they believe, and they will do that until the moment they die. And it's like just this encapsulation of everything you spent the 7 seasons of the Clone Wars learning about the clones, all in one episode through this one clone, and he dies, and it means nothing. And you see, like James said, like the Empire is so far from what the Republic was. Mayday dies, and it's okay, back to work. You know, like there is no moment of grief. That he was just a piece of equipment. And Crosshair kind of gives you that emotional reaction that you as the viewer are looking for, especially if you're somebody who grew up feeling such an attachment to the clones. When he takes out Lieutenant Page was his name? It's Lieutenant something. Lieutenant Nolan. That's his name.
Lieutenant Dickhead.
No kidding. But I, as an adult, I was surprised at how emotional I got watching Mayday's death. And then, because it felt like that familiarity of the Clone Wars, but the helplessness that time is gone. And that it's the timeline has moved on. And another one from the Bad Batch obviously would be Tech. He was my favorite member, far and away, my favorite member, and I knew from the moment we started getting, I know people call them filler episodes, but we got those character moments with him all throughout season 2 so that they could kill him. And I was like, I saw one where Omega and him are sitting at the bottom of the waterfall, and they have that, and he's just, you could see, I mean, you guys know what I do for a living, but I keep that pretty private. Like, that's kind of the same way. You kind of have to compartmentalize trauma and traumatic events, and like, you're just on to the next mission. Like, we have to keep going, and you know, it's that mentality of like, it's not that I don't care about you. I just, sometimes I process things differently that you might not understand. And so I really related to Tech in that way, and his death was just absolutely crushing. And when Hemlock drops the goggles down in front of Hunter in the bar, I was like, that's just, I just can't have any sort of reaction other than just being completely crushed and defeated. And I will say that out of all the animation, consistently, the Empire feels like this threat that just cannot be defeated, especially when it's fresh, it's new, they've just taken over. And then I would say, like, if I had a third one, he's not technically dead, but when Echo died in the Clone Wars Season 3, when he died, quote unquote, that was another one where I just was so beside myself because it was so abrupt. And and when there's that last moment right before the episode ends where they're walking down the tunnels and Fives kind of turns around and like breaks the fourth wall, and then it just closes out and the episode ends. I'm like, wow, like that Echo and Fives were my two favorite clones right from the get-go in Season 1. I loved that pair. You see them a couple times leading up to the Citadel, and I seriously was just crushed. And what crushes me to this day, Fives never knew that Echo lived, and someone had to tell Echo that Fives died. That, and those are two moments that we have never gotten on screen. Like, you know, that, and I just am, to this day, it leaves a little bit of sadness in my heart, you know, and when I remember when I was a kid and I watched that on Cartoon Network with my dad on the living room floor, I couldn't even talk. I just sat there, I had tears in my eyes. Like, my favorite clone, Echo, was my one, and he's gone now. And that was like, yeah.
For me, that episode particularly, there's no moment to kind of mourn him. Because the action still keeps going. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, hold on, can we have just a minute here? But you can't. You can't, because they're all dedicated to the mission. And that, like you said, Tommy, it's that clip. It's the bit at the end where it freezes on Fives.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's so deeply ingrained into my brain. I can just sit here and close my eyes and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember being so upset by it as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah, and I just with that, it's stuff like that shows how effective the Clone Wars storytelling was. And when you hear Brandon say something like that, like on the stream about the clones being individuals, you feel that now, like you know that how good they did of a job of driving that home throughout that 7-season show and beyond, like with all the newer media too. And I just am, it's stuff like that you can't make it up. You can't manufacture that kind of a reaction when multiple of us on a stream are saying that we had the same kind of emotional response to multiple moments in the same show. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, how short of screen time they had for each of these characters, right? Yeah. Especially 99 in the grand scheme of things, he's in 2 episodes. Like, and he was one of the most crushing blows to the deaths in the whole show. Yeah. Now that we're sad.
I was just about to say,
well, we've prepared the mood, right? We're moving on to Vintage Collection. We needed to bring the fucking mood down, didn't we?
Well, before we get into TVC, should we touch on one more Black Series reveal?
Yeah, it was the lamest one, but you know we can. Touch on it.
Oh shit, I forgot about that,
dude.
Just because it's on theme as well. When it decides to load, come on now.
Oh, there we
go.
Dude.
Oh, I think we all have thoughts.
Oh yeah, lots.
Floor is yours, mate.
Right, okay.
Say no more.
Vale's Toy Store getting the bin. Oh man, it's so good, right? Sorry, my shoulder's very itchy. It's so fucking good. It's done exactly as I could have ever possibly imagined. I love the little rock. I think that's very cool.
Yes.
Nice. I think this is little things like that are where the Black Series can sort of lean into the diorama thing a little more. We've seen a few little dual scenarios, but for any particular planet, if it's a big set like this, we don't need a backdrop, little bits of vegetation, little bits of rock, something to just enhance the display. I like that.
Yeah.
The Off Trooper, fucking brilliant. Love it. I've gone on record many times talking about the AliExpress clones, saying that they're great, but they're just placeholders. If Hasbro come out with official versions, then I'll still buy them because they will indefinitely be better. This is no exception to that. It's very good. It's just what I wanted. The AT-RT is what interests me the most because the color of blue is just fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Right. And they mentioned on the stream that they tried to match it and bring the tone down from the regular 501st Armor color, just as it should be. Which is great. What interests me the most, I saw somebody point out on Instagram, I forget who it was specifically, but the asset that's been used to make this is the live action version used for the Mandalorian and Grogu because of the greeblies on the legs.
Okay.
So if that doesn't foreshadow more things to come using these parts, I don't know what does. What amazes me most of all is the fucking price.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. I thought 100. I thought 100 easy. I thought easily 100.
Yeah.
TVC collectors are very mad.
Understandably, to be fair.
Yeah.
All right. If I may, I do want to play a little bit of defense for TVC on the price, because there's a couple things the TVC release has that the Black Series doesn't have. One being that articulated posable stand. That is a lot more effort than people realize, and I love that for the TVC version because I actually have two of them. One is unboxed behind me,
too, Tommy.
and I have one that I still have to review if I ever feel like getting off my lazy ass and doing that. But but the other thing is it also includes a blast effect, so that's another thing that like Black Series version doesn't include. And I think honestly, all said and done, if they didn't include those two things and it was just the Walker and the Trooper, it probably would be several dollars less than the TVC version currently is. And I'll take that trade-off because, like, with the Black Series, I wouldn't want a stand so I could make it running in the air. Like, that's not the same kind of posing I would do with a TVC version. So I think it's fair. I think it's, even though it's only $12, difference, I would say that those two extra things do make a difference to me.
So the product is very nice.
Yeah.
The only negative for me personally is the packaging. I don't like the box. I get what they were going for.
Oh,
okay.
Now I will say, I fucking love one particular detail, and it's the TV PGV logo in the top corner. Is that what? Yeah. Oh my god! I mean, because I used to get the Clone Wars, I used to go online and do it in the naughty boy way, because otherwise you'd be 6 months behind the US and the UK if you use Cartoon Network. So every week I would be on dirty torrent websites looking for my Clone Wars fix, and then we get 4 episodes, and my dad would put them on a DVD for me. That's
So I have a nitpick.
That's how we did it. That's how we did it in the olden days.
Back when you had to burn CDs and stuff.
Yeah,
but go ahead, James.
What this should have been for an SDCC exclusive. Yeah. Touching on what we said earlier about throwback packaging. There should have been a recreation of the 2009 deluxe figure and vehicle box.
Oh,
with the insert that folds out to make a cardboard diorama.
Yes,
absolutely.
Well, they only include that with HasLabs, James. Only the cardboard comes in HasLabs.
Now you could have done a sleeve to go over that to reveal it, so that you had a more in-keeping sleeve with the the uniformity of Black Series being a little more premium, and then you take that off and it's nostalgia overload. But that's, I mean, I'm going to put the box in the bin anyway. I don't care.
I do have a nitpick about the box. If you notice, the eagle-eyed Clone Wars fans will know that that's actually the model for the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. And at this point, the Phase 2 clones have different shapes to the elbow armor, the shoulder armor, the whole, even the barrel-chested torso is different. So I saw that, and I caught that right away, and I went, "Oh, something's wrong with me. I've been saying something's very wrong with me."
No, it's okay, dude. It's there's nothing wrong with that, and I have to say that, otherwise there's something wrong with me too.
But yeah, I'm over the moon. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe
It's
it's
mad,
and in
isn't
the
it?
same live stream as Commander Doom and Commander Thorn. What is going on? I died. I'm in the afterlife.
Mm.
This isn't real.
I'll be honest. I'm super excited because I haven't picked up. Well, to be fair, I haven't really dipped my toe into any of the Vales toys stuff.
Neither have I.
So I'm again. I've timed my purchasing really well because it means the first ATRT that I add to my collection is an official Hasbro product. So I've got nothing to compare it to on that front. I'm absolutely buzzing that this is a thing. I am going to say I'm quite surprised that Hasbro went with the 501st ATRT as their first ATRT.
Really?
Because, yeah, and I get it from a popularity standpoint. Like
Yeah.
that's the one, isn't it?
Mhm.
But I'm quite surprised that they did this, given because they've got to be aware of Vale's toys and what's going on with that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
surprised
Oh,
they
yeah.
didn't do something to differentiate their release from that. I know they're probably not considering it competition or anything like that, so they probably don't. It's not
This
even a
was
factor.
probably too far along in production when
Probably,
Vales
yeah.
unveiled
Yeah,
theirs.
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's a good point actually.
But they did it better, so I suppose there's actually nothing to worry about from a
Oh, no,
business
no.
perspective.
Absolutely not. I mean, for my mileage, I perhaps would have, just touching on what you mentioned, James, about the packaging, I'd have preferred this to have been that original 2009 Deluxe ATRT with the original Half Trooper. That's just me. I am also quite surprised the first ATRT, given the time of its release, is not the Mandalorian and Grogu version.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy about that, to be honest.
I am 100%.
All said and done, I'd rather a prequel version because every other toy line is doing the Mando Grogu right now.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's more synonymous as well with the prequel era and the Clone Wars than it is with that stuff, at this point anyway. So it makes total sense. I don't have a gripe with any of this. Packaging, like James said, is going in the bin. But at the same time, I do like how it's presented.
I can't believe how they've managed to squeeze it into a box like that. Like how it's really compacted in there.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be like sort of like a stap-sized box. I was expecting it to be taller.
Yeah.
I wasn't. The landscape layout took me by surprise quite a bit, actually.
No, I really hope this is easier to get for some people than the Mustafar dual set. I hope they've learned that lesson, all right?
Yes.
But
every game wants to be.
I gotta preach just for a minute. As a community, whether this is the version you want or not, can everybody that's just been begging for small scale vehicles to make a triumphant return come out and support this?
Yeah.
Because this could be repainted into any kind of ATRT that you fucking want, whether it's Revenge of the Sith, whether you want the all camo 30th anniversary throwback one that Vales have just done, whether you want a made up version and you can have a 327th version like Lego Geonosis, the camo version that was on Ryloth that Hasbro did a toy of way back when, the original Lightning Squadron version, whatever it is. Like this is how we get it. Make sure it does well.
Yeah. I think this one will be probably easier to get than the Anakin Obi-Wan set. I think one part of that last year was we talked about the TikTok people. They love to jump on a hype train when they see it, and I know that the Anakin Obi-Wan set made waves well beyond the regular collecting community. And I saw content creators that don't collect at all that were like, I gotta get this Anakin Obi-Wan set. Let me post about it all over my TikTok with millions of followers. And so I think on one end, you don't have a major anniversary connected to this release this year. On two, this is, in the grand scheme of things, far less recognizable than Anakin Obi-Wan Mustafar.
Yep.
And then on top of that as well, there's also a camp of collectors who hate the Clone Wars and hate clone troopers, and they're going to be out on this automatically just for that reason. So I think there's a lot of factors. Hopefully this will be easier for collectors to get.
I think it also helps the figure is, with the exception of the helmet, the figure is almost something we've already seen before.
Right.
Anakin and Obi-Wan, taking away the diorama pieces, Anakin and Obi-Wan felt so new and fresh because it had been so long since those original releases, and they were night and day, a million miles better than those original releases. And it felt that was almost, for my money, that was almost the first time that Hasbro really said, we've listened to you and we've heard what you've been wanting,
right?
And then there you go, gave it to us. Whereas this, it feels like they've listened because we've all said we want this, but there are elements of it that make it, to the more casual collector, feel a little bit more been there, done that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but there's a portion of the community, and like I said, the more casual collector is probably going to approach it with that sentiment that I've got a million clone troopers. This is just a vehicle with a clone trooper that I don't really need. But I think it's great. And one of the things I'm going to touch on about the packaging actually is I love the coloured renders, because obviously we've only really seen these images. I know it's not the same type of image as what we get down the spine of a standard Black Series box. I know it's more of it is a lot more in keeping with the Clone Wars animation style, but at the same time, because it's a Black Series product, it almost feels like a full colour version of that. If that
I
makes
much prefer this. I'll take this over the standard boxes any day.
100%.
Me too.
Yeah.
100%.
I think visually, this is vehicle wise. Obviously, like James has said, boxes going in the bin because we need to get that thing out. We need to let it breathe. But at the same time, visually, imagine this inbox on a shelf. I think that's my only gripe is the fact that I like a good sleeve to differentiate an exclusive. But my only issue is that that a lot of that artwork is only visible on the sleeve. And you're not going to be able to see the product and the artwork at the same time, because I would love to buy two of these and have one inbox with that vibrant colour going off and just really standing out in my collection.
It's an argument for another time, but I've said to you guys often, I fucking hate Galaxy packaging. I don't like it at all. I've never been a fan.
It's gotten old.
I prefer red and black box. It got stale, but I think that's more down to the character choices and the oversaturation of pegs at retail. I think it had a much more premium feel to it than what we've come to know.
The one thing I will say about Galaxy packaging is that I think it helps the figures to stand out a hell of a lot more than they normally would. If you went into a shop, we always make this argument for packaging, and will attest to this, but I think that the one thing that Galaxy packaging does is it makes the product pop. For 98% of us, the packaging is going in the bin anyway. So I'm bored of it. I'd love to see something
good
new.
Concept, poor execution, because there's about 50 different shades of fucking red. But by the by, anyway.
I think it's just it does a good job of making the product pop, but I think I'm just that far into this hobby now that I'm just looking back at all the lines that have preceded it, and I love a vibrant color. I love something that really pops on a shelf. I love something that stands out from the crowd. That's why I love the packaging for this so much, because it's just so different to what we've seen.
I just think it's inspired. I think
it's so refreshing.
This and another exclusive, which we will get onto. I think in terms of the whole thought process behind TV sets and how they're visual display over time periods is just such a big brain Lucas thought, because nobody really, I mean, people do attribute Lucas to being a massive pioneer in terms of visual media and storytelling, but the fact that they've really leaned into that, it's such a great tribute to what Star Wars means to so many people, and its cultural significance to people, because Lucas was a pioneer in terms of he fucking invented video editing. We'd still be cutting film on film reel. We'd be sat with reels and reels, spools and spools of film, losing their absolute tiny mind. And this is what makes me actually do a little tiny tiddler standee, is the fact that this episode, the Umbar arc, one of them was directed by Walter Murch, who is probably one of the most prolific film editors of our time. You know, man did Apocalypse Now, and he was brought in to direct the Clone Wars. So the fact that they've done this, like, from his episode, packaging wise, is just such a cool thing. And I hope they do more big brain sort of thought processes for the 50th. Can we? I know this is where I get on my little bandstand a bit and have a little rant, but can we not have the old vintage? I know they're going to do it anyway because we're getting, you know, we've already had Chewbacca, Lieutenant Ward, where we're just going to get Luke's head plonked onto that. Come on now, can we just do something a bit more big brain energy like this than focusing so much on that? Oh,
do you know what?
1978 packaging. Yeah.
Nothing would have me more unexcited than seeing wave after wave after wave of repacked figures on the old Kenner card back.
Do you know what though? Like just on that, like, I know we're going off on a little bit of a side tangent, but just on the topic of packaging, and just to throw it to another line that I don't collect and I'm not overly familiar with, but I have seen certain things that do it really well, and just to bring it to the 50th anniversary that you just mentioned, Dan. You know, vintage collection, vintage style cards are all well and good. For the 50th anniversary, to celebrate 50 years of Star Wars as a whole, you guys know, I was in an antiques and collectibles shop yesterday, and I found a absolutely pristine condition VHS box set of the Star Wars Special Edition.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Okay. And like you, James, I'd not seen one of those for years, and I took off the sleeve, I took out the VHSs, I was like, wow, this is so sick.
It's like brand new as well, wasn't it?
Absolutely brand new, like the gold, like the imagery, the iconography of the Special Edition. Because for me, like my connection to the original trilogy comes from the Special Editions, because that's my Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's my OT, because it's the period I grew up in. How insanely cool would it be? And this is just me spitballing, because I've just had this thought while we're on the topic of packaging. Just as something different, and like I said, to throw it back to another line, it's one of the things I absolutely love, and being a fan of the series helps. But the 1990s animated Spider-Man cartoon.
Ooh, yes.
I think you know where I'm going with this. Hasbro released figures in VHS style packaging.
Yes. Yeah.
Depicting characters from the animated Spider-Man series. I'm thinking of the Aunt May, the Doc Ock, the Venom, the Carnage. Put something in a VHS box. Put 3 Black Series figures in a Star Wars Special Edition VHS box.
That would be cool.
It can be Han, Chewie, Leia. It can be Vader, a Stormtrooper, a Rebel Fleet Trooper. I don't give a fuck what the characters are, mate. But that presentation style with the sleeve, the 3 figures that come out, like 3 figures, 1 figure from each film. In a VHS cover.
Man, he's cooking, and can I add a little bit of seasoning to the broth? Can I add a tiny bit of seasoning to that broth?
Come on, Salt Bay. Season my steak, baby.
So, you mentioned about doing the, kind of VHS style boxes. What about DVD? Ooh. What about fucking Betamax? What about, cassette tape? I know it'd look a bit kind of stupid, but there's just such a thought process there that Hasbro could get behind in terms of visually zhuzhing up, rather than just going, yes, racetrack. Oh, everyone loves that. No, just think a bit more in terms of it as a celebration, not just of the films, but how they've pioneered just everything.
100%.
Oh,
Well, let me jump in with something else here, make it even crazier. Carbonized. Said no one.
Yeah, fuck that.
If ever there was I'm just going to say what I was going to say next. If ever there was a time to go for a piss break, I think that's it. That's it. Tommy's just opened the floor.
All right, guys, have a good night.
need to empty my bowels after that comment.
There we go. I need to pay a visit to the carbonite chamber myself.
Credit collection and carbonized will go down in history as two of in my opinion, the dumbest ideas that they have ever come up with.
If ever I run out of firewood, mate.
Yeah.
So everybody, I hope you'll all join us in wishing Tommy all the best. But unfortunately, this is the last stream he's ever going to appear on with us. It's been a pleasure, mate.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Did I have you going for a second there? Did I have you guys?
I don't know.
Split second?
No, I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody's that sick.
Oh man.
Oh, but on that note, I don't know about you guys, but I need to pay a visit to the little boys' room before we dive into TVC, and we're also for the first time in a while, we're going to touch on some Hot Toys reveals as well. Since it's May the 4th, why not make it a massive celebration, right?
Wonderful.
So yeah, we're going to take a couple of minutes, just have a break. So grab some refreshments, grab whatever you need to do, and we'll see you in roughly 5. think we're all back. We're all good to go.
Shout out to the show for including a scheduled potty break, because I was holding it, man. I was holding it.
Mate, you can thank Mr. East for that infinite bit of wisdom, because we used, once upon a time we used to sit here for four hours plus, and with legs crossed, thinking, God, there's no way how can we interrupt this? But then it was like, the brainwave came over, the title card idea became a thing,
Wonderful.
and so thanks, Dan, for letting us use the toilet.
Nice. You can thank my weak bladder, mate. But
mate, I was holding on for dear life. But no, a good little time to wrap things up on that front. Like I said, we did get some TVC reveals on Friday as well, so we weren't going to go into them, because, like, if for anybody who's tuned into these streams for any period of time, you know that TVC really isn't our bag anymore. I think the reason for me that I wanted to touch on some of these TVC reveals, Tommy, was because a lot of them relate to the Battle of Geonosis campaign, and I'm keen to get your thoughts on these. Yeah. A couple of them are also, I'm going to say it, flat out laughable, so I can't wait to touch on those as well. But then, one of them, as we alluded to earlier, is just absolute chef's kiss. So we'll round out the TVC reveals on that, and we'll go out on a high. So just to get we've got the good, we've got the bad, and we've got the ugly, but we'll touch on the ugly first and get the cynicism out of the way.
Great idea.
Just because we don't like to spend too long on the negatives. But Dan, this was one that you particularly wanted to talk about, and I'm glad you did, because can we just? I'm just going to ask the question. What the fuck is that?
It's a turkey. It's a turkey in a costume. I feel really. Can we just preface this? By saying I feel really bad for the person who sculpted this and the absolute. Oh, I mean, I saw briefly the comments, and it was rough.
Well, the comments reflect the visual then. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm seeing the chat blowing up on this one. Comfy Plo, dressing down Plo Koon. I'm going to preface it. I don't have an issue with the soft goods. My issue is once the soft goods are gone. Why the fuck does this thing look unfinished?
That something was wrong with this figure, because the team did not show what it looked like with the soft goods off, and made sure to only show solicitations of it with the robe completely covering the front of the figure. That was when I knew something was going to be weird, but I never expected it to be that he is completely lacking his outer Jedi tunics. What is I've heard allegedly that this is accurate to how his collar looks in Attack of the Clones, but that, in my opinion, doesn't mean that he just tucks his tunics in before he goes down to the Geonosis arena. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's honestly.
He's got to be in the office, mate.
This is Plo working from home.
It was like he got the call. Come on, lad, we're going to Geonosis. We got to pick up some Jedi. It's like, hold on, lads.
Plo Zoom working remote, man.
Let me just get the Jedi robe. Pulls it off the closet, his little coat hanger. Puts it on.
This has got to be. I'm sorry. I am. For anyone that loves this, I'm sorry, but this is the worst vintage collection release I have seen in a very, very, very well. Yeah, to be fair, I don't get it. I just don't understand. That's the worst part of this for me. I just don't get who saw that and went, "Yep."
You know what they could have done? They could have just repacked the Legacy Collection one
at that point
with the gauntlet. Oh,
do one better, mate. As
you know what?
Beeline to just get the Power of the Jedi one back out there. It's 25 years old, but it's still better than this bag of shite. I don't get it at all. I don't understand why it looks like this. I don't.
Well, and I'm so happy that now Brandon is more hands-on with Vintage Collection, because this is the kind of stuff that I was getting with Black Series like a year ago. It's like whiplash, man. You'll get something that's so amazing, and then
mad,
back to back, you get like, it's like, oh, I get something I'm excited about, and then I get something that I'm like, what are we doing? And I tried to find reference material where Plo has his lack of outer tunics, and I can't for the life of me even find reference material.
This is what I thought. I was like, am I missing something? That this is actually a depiction from something.
Yeah.
But then I was like, even if it is, it still looks wank.
It looks like one of the NPCs you talk to in KOTOR.
Oh mate,
This is not a Kel door. This is a Kel paw.
Kel Dome.
Could I just ask, like, has Hasbro completely forgot that Plo Koon was in the fucking Clone Wars this last 2 years or something?
I don't know, man.
Because the Black Series one's a crock of shite. Fucking hell, this one's just like the trail end of the piece of shit. What's the crack? Because I mean, I don't give a fuck whether TVC get a good figure or a bad figure, because this ain't affecting me. I saw through this bloody Geonosius nonsense a year ago, right? Great for those that love it, but you just know you're going to get either something like this, something that's wrong like the Clone Trooper that we'll talk about in a bit, no doubt, or something that doesn't exist, like with most HasLabs. You've got nothing to use with it. For Vintage Collection, though, knowing that there are very few opportunities for good figures of characters, and they have to be definitive because you're not getting a second chance at them for years. Why didn't they just make this a Clone Wars version with the soft goods over it?
Yeah, I would have preferred that.
You've put the fucking tooling budget into making whatever that is on the right.
This is what I don't understand about it, is that it's all new. It's completely new, but it's still turned out like that. I'm baffled. I'm honestly baffled. Like when I saw it, when I saw the reveal, I didn't laugh. I didn't go, that is fucking awful. I was just baffled.
Yeah.
I was honestly just puzzled. And I think that's almost worse than going, no, that's crap.
Yeah.
I think having been bewildered and being just not, it's tough to put it into words. I honestly don't understand why this is a thing. I really don't.
It'll be alright though in 6 months, because they'll get a brand new Cantina patron using this body, and they'll all start fucking clapping and spitting up the tally and, oh, that's fucking great, thanks so much, waiting 40 years for this.
That's been my biggest thing since I've gotten like very heavily into the TVC community. There's this huge like generational disparity between like a group of grumpy old collectors that feel like they have some sort of ownership over the hobby, and then there's like a younger generation that is more curious about the line and kind of wants to get into the line. And anytime you say anything other than I want Boshek or I want Lobot, you're getting absolutely torn a new one. And I'm like, that's what I've loved about TVC in the last, like, since like August when I started really getting into it, was how they've been doing stuff that's different than just more of the same. And then I'm like, you had such an opportunity with Plo Koon to make a great prequel Jedi, and he's going business casual. I literally don't know what else to call it. You know, it's such a shame. It's such
They could have just used the Obi-Wan figure that they've just bought out, because Black Series for years has had to put up with it being fucking Mace Windu underneath those robes.
Mace Windu body, burn it in the fire.
Oh,
No,
mate.
'cause everybody
Don't
would
get me
still
started on that again.
even if it used the Obi-Wan body, everybody would just still dicked on it because they don't like his knees. So
The knees on that Obi-Wan are the strangest decision. Other than this, like they made the hinge so he can hyperextend his knees 45 degrees forward. For what purpose? That it's the most frustrating thing.
I'd rather have hyperextending knees than whatever the fuck this is. I honestly need I need hyperextending eyes to.
Wait, you guys haven't seen season 2 of Tales of the Jedi where we get Farm Boy Plo Koon? This is Farm Boy Plo Koon right here.
No, but I can foresee, like, I think James hit the nail on the head that this is getting reused down the line for a Cantina patron. There's the one that comes to mind is that Biff that's not a Cantina band member.
Yeah.
This figure's getting
Mark my fucking words, mate, and then they'll all forget how shit this was and start sucking Hasbro off again like there's no tomorrow. Taylor's old as time, like you say. It's these fuckers that grew up with the original trilogy. The gatekeeping to the line is just disgusting, to the point where you mentioned changing the packaging, new media characters, obscurities, fucking going back to an animated style line, whatever it is. If it's different, they don't like it, mate. It's got to be beige, basic, and fucking boring, and then they're all up for it. It just pisses me off like no tomorrow.
I love it.
They don't understand the limits that they're imposing on the line when they're professing to love it on a constant.
And that's the problem.
This horrific cycle is why I didn't back the gunship, because the amount of people fucking bullying about it on the internet put me off completely, because I could no longer look at something and get joy from it if I did choose to back it, because it was so shrouded in fucking shithousery that I put it to bed in my mind.
I could write an essay. Maybe I'll do like a video essay about the Republic Gunship HasLab and like the problems in the community that came from it, and it was just it to this day there is such an aggressive hatred toward anything that's not original trilogy, and I hear it all the time. Well, it's priority. Original trilogy is priority over everything else. And I'm like, when Vintage Collection is on its last leg the way that it is, and when they have like a 2-to-1 ratio in sales from Black Series to TVC, we can't be putting out patron after patron or denizen after denizen from Jabba's Palace or the Cantina or the like over and over and hoping and praying that new collectors will be drawn to the line. It's releases like the amazing looking Shakti, the recent Padme Amidala that they put out. I'm looking back as I have some of the new figures. When I saw the new Devon Azara, when I saw
Tommy, may I just interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
This is a prime point, right? This is exactly what I mean. Dangling a carrot out for the fucking horse, because they were so happy they got a brand new figure of Devon that they failed to see that one of her hands is in the exact same force fucking stance that Obi-Wan uses that they were moaning they didn't have 2 weeks ago. What? Fucking bewilders me, man.
I look at this guy, Mr. Marok. I look at the 11th Brother. Those TVC figures are amazing. The posability, the ability to just get the same kinds of detail and poses that Black Series is getting at a smaller scale. And there are dudes who will unironically look you in the eye and say that we need Cabe again in 3 3/4, or that we need, like, dude. I sit there, I look at you, I'm like, you're killing the Star Wars collecting hobby, because not only are you being nasty, you're saying that you want another version of the same thing we've had 17,000 times over the course of the last 50 years of collecting. And that I've been really happy to be interacting with like people in that community that are not that way, and that are also saying, you know, I want to see more of newer media and prequel trilogy and Clone Wars and stuff. And I'm glad it's not falling on deaf ears anymore. But man, it is such a tired battle to be fighting.
Steve, I hope the next figure you're going to show is going to push this rant further even forward.
Can I just add one little thing to this Plo Koon that I've been looking at while we've been
Please,
talking?
because
Please.
you need to add something to it, mate, 'cause it's missing half of the fucking
Well,
figure.
this is the thing. It's missing its belt. It's missing its belt. So how's the lightsaber hanging on it?
It's like us with the toy lightsabers. He's got the little clip we put on our athletic shorts.
I don't think it's a lightsaber. I'm just kind of wondering, is it a flashlight?
Oh my god.
Oh man, here he is again, lowering the tone.
Oh dear.
I don't know. Maybe, but
It does demonstrate one thing though. Hasbro know how to paint Plo Koon's fucking lightsaber. You wouldn't think it looking at the Black Series 2-pack.
They don't know how to paint. They don't know how to paint his hands though, because they're mismatched. They're mismatched to the face.
Mate.
What a mess! What an absolute eaten mess of a figure. I'm buying it. I'm buying it sheerly to just laugh at. And I'll be getting it on deep discount.
Oh, this one's going to be £3.50 in the Entertainer 11 years from now, isn't it?
I can't wait.
Dude.
I can't wait.
Oh.
Some right KOTOR kit bashing fodder, but unfortunately, the vintage collection crowd won't get the KOTOR figures. So yeah.
Well, I think like James, you just mentioned about showing the next figure, and I'm curious to know which one you want to see next, because like I think we've all got collective thoughts about each and every single one of these TVC reveals. So if
stick the old man up that's pretending to be Anakin
Oh,
Skywalker.
my
Come on,
Right,
guys! Come
right.
on!
Right, my turn. Fucking hell! Right. Oh, good God Almighty. I appreciate the sentiment.
Look who's happy! Look how happy he is!
Yeah, because he's got to come out the cupboard for the first time since the late fucking 90s.
I saw I was out and about when the live was taking place, and I missed this, and I saw this reveal on my phone, so I saw a tiny little image of it at first, and I thought, what? Why have they done another? What Uncle Owen? That's a random release. And then when I realised it was Anakin, I was like, right, okay, so we've got issues like across the board with this one from my point of view. So not only is whatever we're seeing in the press shot, I don't know what I don't know. Again, I'm baffled. I don't understand. Why were the in-hand product and the promo images so different when it comes to the colour of the robes?
Because they oversaturate the promo shots on a lot of these. They'll like take a picture, and for some reason, sometimes when they do these, they'll really, really saturate the colors to make it pop more. And it's in cases like this, it's like borderline false advertising because it's so different.
What? So the actual product is going to have the brown robe.
Yeah,
yeah. Mr. Stevie has stated that, and the one they had in hand on the stream was brown robe.
So why, when they revealed TVC Obi-Wan from A New Hope, was his robe visibly brown, visibly dark brown? I thought when I saw this press shot, I thought they've tried to recreate the vintage figure and give it that sort of more pasty, ghostly look. And then I thought, but it can't be a Force Spirit Anakin, because we've had that as part of the special action figure set. So why have they... Essentially what they've done is recreated the Power of the Force 2 Anakin figure that came out in 98, 99. And it's just massive. It's just a massive miss for me.
I've heard this is original 96. That's what I heard. Was people were all excited.
But the original 96, the figure was a spirit of Anakin.
Right.
This is... I'm pretty sure this is not a spirit of Anakin? Like I've always said, like I'm a massive fan of that Power of the Force 2 Anakin figure that came out, and it came with the lightsaber, and it was essentially supposed to be a sort of what if this is Anakin had he been, you know, a fully fledged Jedi Knight, the height of his powers, like, you know, before the horrible incident, before obviously Hayden was cast. I don't get this release. Like, I don't get what the purpose of this is when we already have the Force Spirit 3-pack, which I get. Oh, it's not on a vintage card. It's not on an individual card. But then the whole point of that individually carded Anakin figure is to complete the last 17 or the original 96. We know for a fact that Hasbro aren't gonna, and this isn't a dig at them, but we know for a fact that Hasbro aren't gonna release this on an original Power of the Force card with a coin. So what's the point?
What's craziest to me is that there are similar, and I'm not trying to be a hater if you are excited about this figure. How can you say that this was the most exciting reveal out of all the TVC reveals?
There are people who said that?
Yes,
Wow.
Yeah, there are entire like forums and Facebook groups that are saying like this was far and away the best reveal, and they hate the San Diego Comic-Con reveal because it's not from the first 3 movies.
Oh, fuck off!
And I know that
in the bin.
And I know that there are like people in chat saying they like their glups. And I'm not. When I was talking earlier, I'm not talking about you guys because you guys aren't flaming assholes when people say they like things other than the original trilogy. I'm talking about people that lose their little minds.
Give him a minute, Tommy, when I make my point.
It's just what again. We go back to though. Steve Evans did a live stream, and the TVC community's been on fire about it for a month now, where he keeps using the big corporate term proportional representation between Black Series and TVC, and he keeps saying we need to grow the audience for TVC, right? How are we growing the audience with TVC by putting this figure out in the big 2026? We are not. You're only appealing to existing collectors at large with a figure like this, when this could have been a completely different character, any other character, really, you know.
And Plo Koon could have had his fucking skirt.
And Grandpa Anakin took his skirt while Plo Koon was getting ready to, get his call in. He's tucking in his tunics to go to the Geonosis Arena. Grandpa Anakin swooped in and stole his outer tunics. Now here we are.
I just don't get what this accomplishes, because, like I said, they're not going to put this out on a Power of the Force card. They're not going to issue this with a coin.
And what does it go with? It goes with nothing.
This is it.
Yeah,
you got your Force spirits as part of the 3-pack. That's that's it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like a hypocrite because I do that. I don't have it to hand, but I'm sure you all know the figure that I'm talking about. That original 1999 Power of the Force Anakin figure. I even touched on it in the side quest stream we did. I said this is weird Star Wars. It's such a deep cut and it's a niche thing to have because it's a live action representation of Anakin before he was recast, before the prequels. Mm-hmm. This is what Anakin would have been as a Jedi, and I loved it. I love that.
Yeah.
This feels like it's not trying to do that. It's not trying to say, well, what if? It's trying to appease a portion of the audience that have already had what they needed. They've got the Force Spirit Anakin. And
what
like
I think's
said,
fucking egregious, Steve. Is they don't even include the Hayden head either.
No. Yeah.
I don't understand. It
winds me up. I genuinely think it just incites hate in the long run, because for a start, it takes away from the figure that you've just mentioned, mate. Because clearly that's something that's got a special place in your collection. Like you say, it's from a time when here you go, here's something that could have happened. Now we know better, right? We know that this is not Anakin Skywalker. Mm-hmm. It was only a Force spirit in that fucking scene. If that's the one you want to choose to be your own personal canon, you've got the 3-pack. You got the best of both worlds. Choose whichever one you fucking want, right?
Yeah.
But what pisses me off is whenever anything about Sebastian Shaw comes out, and it's not fair on the actor and what legacy he's left on Star Wars, but you always get them fucking the old men. Oh, Hayden Christensen's not my Anakin. He is a fucking crybaby, and he couldn't act in those prequel films. I'm a purist, and Star Wars is only 3 films, and it's not called A New Hope. It's just called Star Wars.
The Star Wars.
I'm just fuck off.
I just got one of those comments. Today.
Oh, mate.
This is far and away better than that horrible kid they chose to play him in the prequel trilogy.
I put in the group chat yesterday, or was it yesterday? Or was it Friday? I just put not my Anakin, and it was kind of a funny joke, but I'm not fucking joking. I'm not, because sorry, but Hayden Christensen is Anakin Skywalker. Regardless of whether you like it or not, if you go on Disney Plus, which by the way, the versions of the films on there had nothing to do with Disney's fucking choosing. George Lucas signed the fucking papers and had Disney sign contracts to display those particular versions of his original movies, right? But that's a fucking fact because of the few minor changes that were still made before Lucasfilm changed hands. So I don't know about you guys, but the last time I put Return of the Jedi on Disney Plus, Hayden Christensen popped up at the end of the fucking movie.
It's like
believe what you fucking want, but you're just fucking wrong.
I come from a time where the Emperor was a monkey.
Dude.
Let's have fucking.
Why not? Let's have a Rambi Palpatine while we're at it.
You've just spoilt the fucking New York Comic Con reveals there, Steve.
Man.
Here's the Emperor, but we've given him a gold mask.
Spoiled
Piping in the head.
Spoiled our quiz as well. Bloody hell.
Yeah, the Planet of the Apes Empire Strikes Back crossover was one of my favorites back in the day. Only real fans know.
Oh, dear.
It just doesn't. It just. Oh,
am I the only one who likes this?
Sounds like it, mate.
Jesus Christ, that's
what
the first,
was that comment you put in the chat the other day, Steve, that you screen grabbed from somewhere? The selfie series vintage collection figure of a vintage collector. That's what this is.
It's so true. Everything he's saying so true.
No, Dan, do you know what? I'm with you. I love the idea of it, but the execution is all wrong.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's the lack of lightsaber.
That too.
I think the lack of lightsaber is just the biggest killer for me. Like I was when they showed this, I was like, oh, okay, it's a happy old man. It's Anakin, and like. To have that on a vintage card, ooh, quirky, last 17, lovely, because it shuts that kind of demographic up. Because I think as soon as we complete that last 17, whatever bollocks, then we can finally move on with the vintage collection and actually do something more interesting with it.
We were just about fucking heard the last of this.
Yeah.
Original 96 bullshit as well, because left it so long to a point where they'd start banging that drum.
Yeah.
And now they've done this and they mentioned it on the stream. Fucking hell, the drumsticks are coming out again, boys. The marching's starting.
I'm glad it wasn't just me.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it to keep on card, but that's all it's good for. If it had come with the lightsaber, then maybe I would have been a bit more...
Have we seen a picture of the card? Did they show the card back?
Don't think they did.
Fucking I can't wait for that mess.
No, they haven't showed any card backs. This whole wave. This whole wave has no card backs.
I'm using the images that Hasbro sent over in the press release, and I was gutted to see that there wasn't any images of the packaging.
Oh, wow.
Because, but like I said, that for me is like the biggest thing. That's the biggest kicker. If this is meant to appease a certain crowd, if this is targeted at a certain collector, it's not doing what it's supposed to accomplish because it's not what they've asked for.
Yeah,
that's what gets me. I don't It's
Listen,
another puzzling
if this
release.
does something for you and you want to sit there in your fucking dressing gown, holding your Anakin figure while Yub Nub's playing in the background, which, by the way, Celebration's a much better track. Fucking live with it. Be my guest. But no, not for me, thank you.
All right.
I love that we're attracting all the right people now. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this love. There we go.
Here we go. Fucking rise up, boys. Rise up.
I'm happy for you, Dan. I really am.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. I mean, I'll probably get it when it's discounted. That's where I'm at with
The
it.
truth's unraveling.
But I was initially like, "Oh, this is all right," But then, the more you've talked, the more you've made me see the light. So, cheers, lads. Thanks for.
I'm glad we could sway you from the dark side of the Force.
It's just so disappointing, isn't it? When you really look at it.
Right. Using Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? They're using the Ben Kenobi parts as well.
Yeah.
Let's look at another figure in the wave, Steve. See if we can spot a fucking trend. This is like shit.
This is so bittersweet because I get this release though. This makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But at the same time, why?
It makes the wave feel saturated as fuck because it almost says, "Oh god, that Ben Kenobi figure cost a few quid, lads. How can we use that again?"
Black Series one's better.
Yeah, wrong lightsaber, which I might add as a pivotal point to this character's existence.
Yeah,
but do you know what's really funny and ironic about this situation that we're seeing unravel on screen is the fact that and I'm going to bang that drum again, back in 1999 when that Power of the Force 2 Anakin figure came out, the lightsaber that he came with wasn't the correct lightsaber either. It was this one, which was mental, that Anakin came with Obi-Wan's lightsaber and not Luke's father's lightsaber, as we heard throughout the entire goddamn trilogy. I never understood that either, but it was I always forgave it because it was weird, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did it with the Black Series. Why have they just completely backpedaled and thrown this together? It's so random. It's so random. Like the whole essence of this figure and this character is that it is a clone of Luke Skywalker's hand from Cloud City, from the duel.
Mm-hmm.
The clone of Luke Skywalker has Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. Why does this figure not have it, and why does the Black Series figure have it? Why, like, what?
Because Maz Kanata's going to have it when they release another Maz Kanata. She'll have the hand with the lightsaber, right?
Why is the no? Why is the no? Do you know what I mean? Nothing's like everything just feels.
Yeah, where's the glue? Where's the connectivity?
These three releases feel fucking spaffed out.
It's a weird wave.
At the very least, this goes with the Heir to the Empire 3-pack that they dropped last year. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to bow out. I had something just pop up.
That's too much TVC for you, Tommy.
I love my TVC, and I'm especially excited about the 2-pack you guys are going to talk about. But yeah, I got to bow out. I sent you a message over here.
No worries, man.
No worries,
no
dude.
problem, mate.
Guys,
always good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bad. Take care, dude.
Love talking Star Wars with you guys, and
take it easy, brother.
We'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, you
take
too.
it easy, man. Take care.
Man. Take care.
So yeah, it's like, to Tommy's point, I get it. You know, it's essentially to complete that Heir to the Empire set that we got, which it should be celebrated.
Yep.
The execution's just it's all completely wrong.
It's a good figure as well because arguably in the panels of the comic book, he looks more like this than what the Black Series figure was trying to convey, with the longer, lower tabard.
Yeah.
But the lightsaber's just a big no-no.
Makes no sense. It makes absolutely zero sense. But it is what it is, and I'm trying to take a look at the head sculpt as well. The head sculpt doesn't even look half as evil enough as it should have done.
I think the blue cape, the cloak, it looks shit.
The second, the picture on the right, the second picture looks as though he's just, something's gone bump in the night, and he's wandered out of bed, and he's still got the duvet over his shoulders, but he's grabbed his lights.
This is the ghost of Jedi past version of Luke.
Something interesting they did say on the stream was the fact that the head they've tooled for it is still in the works. I seem to remember them saying
they said that it was the hair colour. The hair colour is going to be blonder. I don't see an issue with it. It looks fine to me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Because Mark Hamill's hair after A New Hope wasn't that massively blonde anyway. No. I think we've trodden over this before over the years with different action figures of Luke being too blonde as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this is carrying on, but whatever.
I mean, it's worth noting, Matt's from Twin Sons Collecting brought it up in the chat. It's, these are all still slight prototypes and not final products. And Hasbro have already mentioned that certain things on these figures are going to change. Why showcase the images then? Wait till they're done.
Yeah, don't pour them out if that's the case.
The whole this is not me dicking on TVC because it's fun, right? But this is a genuine thought, and this is genuinely again from a trying to understand the TVC community's frustration point of view. The whole TVC portion of this stream, with the exception of one release, which now that Tommy's bowed out, I kind of wanted to touch on those because Tommy's back the gunship and because he's really passionate about the Battle of Geonosis theme. If you guys aren't bothered about touching on the next two reveals, we'll skip them. It's totally up to you.
There's two?
Yeah.
I thought there was just a clone trooper. What else am I missing?
There's another one, which
I've fallen asleep.
There's another one. In fact, you know what? We'll refresh your memory.
Let's just
let's do it.
Skip through. Nice and brief.
But the point I'm trying to make is
the 4-pack. Yeah,
there you go. I think the TVC portion of the stream just felt, and this is not to dick on the community or anybody that was involved in the stream itself. So this isn't a dig or a slant, but the TVC portion of it just felt so half-arsed.
Yeah,
it felt like they'd really just gone, "Whoa, Black Series! Whoa, look at this fucking amazing shit!" And then TVC just went, "Oh shit, fuck, we need to
fuck it, Steve. Skip to the only good thing they showed for 3 3/4. Just put that up. Let's do
it.
Let's do it. TVC over there.
Do you know what? No, I'm going to touch on it because you forgot, and I think it's worth talking about because for me, this is everything that the Battle of Geonosis campaign should have been about. And I'm going to
fair.
feel like we've dicked on TVC quite a lot, as we usually do.
Just in this stream, or since we were alive.
This was the only reveal for me that I actually gave a shite about. To be honest,
this is something that this is what. When we've talked about the Battle of Geonosis, I mean, myself and Dan, I know you dipped out of that one, James, but me, you, and Jesse, Dan, we did the whole Battle of Geonosis, wish list of what that theme should be about, and this, to me, is exactly what it should have been about. Yeah. This encapsulates what it's about. This is what we, for those who've taken part in back in the gunship and doing the world building thing and fleshing out that display and that part of Star Wars, this is what was needed. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is perfect. It's a perfect release. No, there's no issues with this whatsoever. I love that each warrior is different. I love that there's a purpose there. It's perfect. It's great. It's what it's not for me because I'm not in that circle. I'm not in that camp anymore of, I've backed the gunship, I'm fleshing out displays. I've got plenty of Geonosians. I'm happy with what I've got. But for those that are taking part in this campaign, this is what we should be getting. Make a clone trooper one next. You know, put the effort in with the Jedi figures. It's everything the Battle of Geonosis campaign needed to be. It's fleshing out a battle. So we need troopers, we need drones, we need droids. You know, the Battle of Geonosis campaign for me, I don't know if you guys have got different thoughts on this, but for me, it should have just been the gunship, and then a 4-pack of Geonosians, a 4-pack of battle droids, a 4-pack of clones, a 4-pack of super battle droids, and then a carded droidica, a brand newly sculpted droidica, a couple of Jedi. You know, that's all it needed to be.
They could have literally been multiple 4-packs, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree with you completely.
Yeah. So this is smart. This is really, really smart. It's perfect. It's everything it needed to be. I have zero issues with this and nothing negative to say.
Do you know what, as well? It should be the core characters that were on Vintage Card, you know, a couple of them.
Yeah.
But then, it, like you said, Steve, predominantly just a bunch of multi-figure packs to just get a whole... Make it a battle. Make it a battle. The only thing for me with this set that I would say it needs, and it's something the Black Series one did, flight stand.
Yeah.
Just one or two flight stands in there, maybe some different weapons, because I know some of them have spears, don't they? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been a nice little mix-up, but for all intents and purposes, this is fine. You know, you can get a bit of string on, you know, your local hardware shop or whatever.
Yeah.
But model shop. And, you know, you can have them dangling from the ceiling and... Yeah, it's fine.
It does the job. It serves the purpose, and it does it bloody well. And we know this, and we know the sculpts are spot on.
Yeah.
So yeah, no issues with this whatsoever. The Clone Trooper Commander, on the other hand, we'll just touch on it for the sake of just rounding out the reveals. We'll touch on it. I mean, it's not for me, and it's not something that I'm particularly interested in picking up. But again, it's a release that, for all intents and purposes, like you said, it ticks a box, it fills a gap, and it serves a purpose. This is pivotal to the Battle of Geonosis theme. But as you alluded to earlier, James, they've just done it wrong.
Yeah. The fin should go all the way down to the visor, the yellow colour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's a shame. And I would argue, you know, there's camps for and against. The Commander clones in Attack of the Clones, are their visors black or are their visors chrome?
It's that this is when you start getting into the real like nitpicky sort of stuff. For me, it was like this argument with this figure, like this is not a Plo Koon. No. This is not a Plo Koon situation. So for everyone who talked about the missing paint applications, and the vitriol that was coming out, like, oh, they can't even do a Clone Trooper Commander right. Like, this is the same issue for me as Commander Bakara from the Black Series missing the dots. I don't care. It's a minor oversight. Do you know what I mean? It's not the be all and end all.
Yeah, it's still a good figure. That clone is just really, really good.
That's it. And this is, but my only issue with this is that it's not in a 4-pack. For me, the 4-pack should have been. Remember those old Entertainment Earth 4-packs we got back in the day?
Absolutely.
Red, we got the M&M Clone Troopers. We had a red, we had a green, we had a blue, we had a yellow. Why is that not a 4-pack?
Or it should have just been included with the gunship.
Well,
I'd have bought this out of the Forward Command Center myself.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
But
that should have been a thing. That should have been a thing. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said, we've made our feelings known on where we stand with TVC. But to complete a shit sandwich.
Oh boys,
this was good. This was very good.
Hell.
Credit where it is due, and unfortunately, I've only got a couple of images to share. because we don't have official glam shots of the packaging, which we touched on earlier in the stream. The packaging for this next San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, it's inspired. I'm not a fan of it because I would have liked to have seen something else. That's, again, I'm not dicking on it because I think, like you said, Dan, earlier, I think it's genius. What they've done is, but I'd have liked to have seen something more on theme. But it's still fire.
Oh my god!
And it speaks to me.
It's so good.
Because as soon as I saw this, I thought, I want to run home from school and put Cartoon Network on and just engage in that cartoon again, because my God, I look at these images of these figures and I can hear the sounds.
Yeah.
I can hear the music. I can feel the environment. I can hear the rain dripping on Anakin's lightsaber. It's this is the perfect TVC release for me. This is what it should be about. And I've seen so many people dicking on this because of the amount of reuse and like
just no, again, man. This is genius. Like, if I may just go on a big rant, this would be a good one as well. So I feel like I've got to balance the scales because I've dogged, but now I'm gonna just sing praises because this is just lifeblood in a plastic box. I mean, I've felt so let down by Tartakovsky stuff for years because the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm Wave was just nothing but repaints, and they were very sloppy, and the quality control was really poor.
Yeah,
Black Series only gets one if and a when, and they're now half-arsed or out of date. This is just perfect.
Yep.
This is how you said, Steve. I can just close my eyes. I can hear the introduction music. Do 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 do. Like fire, the Clone Wars spread across the galaxy. It's just everything I've ever wanted without me even knowing. I haven't thought about this being a possibility for years. It surprised me in the best way. I've now got to go and buy loads of figures to go with it because I have to have it. It's amazing. It's the battle damaged Anakin for me because that figure, that animated Clone Wars figure that they brought out back then, but it had one Ventress saber, his saber. Oh, it's just beautiful. Oh man, and
that is how I will be displaying this set as well.
The mechanical arm done so well.
Yeah.
For the scale that it's at to retain the articulation. It's reused a brand new figure as well. That Anakin has only just been, it's a year or two old. Lots of new parts on it. The thigh is brand new because it's got the slash sculpted into it. Even the head sculpt with the ruffled hair on the fucking top.
Yeah.
You know how much I love that Obi-Wan in the Mustafar set because his fringe is a little disheveled. It's those small details that count. And Ventress is like less reuse than you'd think. So I think the main body is new. The head's obviously new. And then you've got the belt. It's just the lightsabers as well. The biggest complaint I had about that 2008 Clone Wars version with the lightsabers were just disgustingly big so they could connect. And they've taken the time to go back and revisit them and make them an accurate size and include a separate one that's connected, even though she didn't do it in this show, just because they said it's cool and it'd be wrong to do it without that. And if you look at the Dark Horse comics, I mean, that's where it stemmed from at that particular point in time as well.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's just missing a Yavin fucking display, like a staircase or something.
Yeah,
I love it. It's perfect. I don't want to be as greedy as TVC collectors often come across at, but this is, and I hate the use of the word sometimes, but this is fucking peak. This should fuel future releases so much.
Yeah, 100%.
My God, I need it now. I can't stress enough, and I would love it in Black Series, but you know what? If it doesn't come, this'll fucking do me. It's just as good as.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna take that and raise you, James, because I think this is one of the rare instances where I will say TVC have got it miles better than Black Series, because this is everything we should have got as part of that Lucasfilm 50th anniversary line of figures in Black Series.
Yeah, 100%.
I said it would have been so easy to just repaint Ventress in these colours and bang her on one of those Tartakovsky cards that we got, instead of that half-arsed Arc Trooper Commander, instead of that half-arsed General Grievous. You know, this is exactly. It's just a perfect release. It's thought. It's like you said. It's just adding those extra details to Anakin's hair, to giving Ventress the new head. They've thought about this release. They've paid attention to it. They've poured a lot of love into this, and it shows. And this is a great example of TVC getting it right and getting it very, very, very right. And this should be the standard bearer going forward for me. It's like we've had all those dregs, we've had that shit that we've just seen. This is absolute fire. And from this point on, this is the standard that should be set going forward.
Absolutely.
With TVC, because I think that's what TVC is missing. I think TVC is missing a release that pulls the likes of disenfranchised 3 3/4 inches like you and I back into the line.
Oh, mate. Well, every live-action Tartakovsky figure we see at Celebration, at Fan Fun Day tomorrow, straight in my basket, mate. The lot. Nelvon Anakin, Volvif Mon, Roron Korob. I want them all. I want fucking anything that can be associated with it that's not a shit figure. I will fucking buy just to go with these. I love it so much. It's amazing.
It's so good.
The packaging, I have similar thoughts to you as well, Steve. I love the artwork on it.
Yeah.
Because you've got the red and the blue colour balance from the lightsaber fight, which is so iconic.
I must admit, that's my thing with the packaging, is that I love the sleeve and I love the artwork on the sleeve. I'm not a massive fan of how the figures
television
are
thing, yeah.
I get it in concept. I think the execution's slightly off. I think, like Dan mentioned earlier, I think it is inspired and I think it is genius, and it's something that they should try to do more of.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's just, I think just because that Tartakovsky Clone Wars series is so synonymous with Cartoon Network and with the white and black packaging, I just think this should have come in something more along those lines.
Yeah.
If they'd have done it in the commemorative DVD style box, but used the artwork that they've put on the sleeve. So you had that in the corner, and them in the window, and maybe a write-up about the episode and the series when it aired on the back.
Or
I think
bring home that frame of time that you're on about, Dan, and how it's pinpointed.
I'm just in that frame of mind that I'm not a massive fan of when the packaging is bigger than the figures that are in it. So, like for example, the Hoth exclusive we got a few years back in Black Series with Han and Leia. Like
that was egregious. That's egregious.
Yeah. I know. I'm not talking about like that. By no means is this anywhere near that. But and I like trying something different and displaying figures in a little bit more of a dynamic way. I like that. But yeah, I just think like this could have been compacted. It would have, like, I'm going to say it. TVC cards, I know we've seen it, and I like that they've tried something new with it, but I don't know. I just feel like something.
I agree with you, Steve.
It's hard to articulate, but
the packaging for those Lucasfilm 50th ones in the TVC wave was done right. I don't like it when they mock up images. I like it when they take it straight from the source. So using the actual animation cells and the style.
Yeah.
Perfect. You could have done that. You could have done it like the 2-packs they've been doing. So have them on the card backs, back to back, and the sleeve, and then just decorate your sleeve up a bit different. With all the nice fancy artwork that this has got. The best way I can describe this, You know, from X-Men the Animated Series, where Wolverine's on his bed looking at that picture. This was me on Friday. That's why when I sent you that message, I'm like, oh, have they sent you the fucking glam shots for this set?
Yeah, that's the first time you've ever done that.
I just want Luke at it, because they don't pour it all out there online that fast, and I'm like, I just want Luke at it.
I can't believe they didn't send promo shots of the packaging, to be fair, because it's one of the selling points for the set.
100%.
Like I said, it is inspired. It is really, really good. I love that. Above all else, I love that they've tried something new. It's not for me. If I get it, I'm opening it. But I love that. This is what I've talked about with TVC or 3 3/4 inch in general. I don't know if I can't remember whether this is going to have the Vintage Collection logo on it, but 3 3/4 inch needs to be presented differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I think this does such a good job of that, because it is just something completely out there.
The packaging is of its time, and that's the problem with the Vintage Collection. As a packaging,
it's confining itself.
Yes, it's confining itself completely. It's of its own time, but not everyone relates to that time.
No.
And that's what
was that. But I mean, this is probably like the graphic designer in me coming out. But one of the things I love about, and this isn't me blowing my own trumpet, but one of the things I love about my own collection is all the different packaging.
Yeah,
all the different things that draw your eye, all the different colors, all the different logos, all the different branding. I love having stuff that's just. I don't like uniformed. I like a mess. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, completely.
And I love that. Like, that's one of the reasons I love, and I can't wait to visit Cosmic Joe's.
Yeah,
because I think the way that everything's displayed in that shop, like nothing's kept together. Like you haven't got all your, like you walk into a Forbidden Planet today, and you've got all your Black Series figures there. And to be fair, in its defense, this argument doesn't even just apply to Vintage Collection. It goes to Black Series as well. You've got all your Vintage Collection figures there. You've got all your Black Series figures there. Yes, it helps the casual collector identify which is which and what they want. I get it from that point of view. But like I said, just on the note of Cosmic Joe's as a shop and in terms of a display, if anybody watching isn't familiar with Cosmic Joe's Instagram, have a look. My God. The way that shop is presented, nothing is stuck together. Like you've got 12-inch Action Collection figures from Kenner in, muddled up with Droid Factory sets, muddled in with Legacy Collection figures, muddled in with Entertainment Earth 3 packs, muddled in with all this different packaging, and all these different eras of Star Wars are all just like presented beautifully and in the best way possible, in a really messy way. And that to me, just like that is so Star Wars. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if it's just me, but it's the whole black coloration. It just fades. It fades into the background. Like when you've got a wall of this, just like that. Yeah. And the only thing to differentiate it is the image, and that it just becomes so boring. Yeah. Alternative example.
Oh my God.
That tells you. That tells you.
You kept that one quiet, you dirty dog.
I've had this one for ages, but do you know what I mean? This is its identity. It's like I look at that, and it's like the only thing that I relate to is the actual figure. When I look at this, I relate to it on an era level. I relate to it on a character level. I mean, it's a clone trooper, but it's visually telling me something more than this. This is like consumerism. This is like, yes, fun. You know?
Star Wars!
Star Wars! I mean, even I'll even go as far with this.
Yeah.
Droid Factory. Yes, it's in the same ilk as this, but it's selling to me droids. It's got the whole sort of, blueprint look for the main card, but it's different. It's speaking to me on a different level. It's just
It's a testament to the world we live in.
truly.
Everything's desaturated and black and gloomy and gross and
It has to be pristine and perfect, not colourful and fun.
No.
It's a toy. Treat it
So
as
when
such.
can I have this then?
I don't know, James. You tell me, mate.
Well, it'll be July.
But
So next week then for James.
Yeah.
No.
But whenever you do, sort your old friend Steve out, won't you?
Mate, I'll sort it out for you if you want. We'll talk about that off air. I'll figure something out. Don't you worry.
Nice. I've just realised there is. I've just read Matt's comment in the chat, and there is one figure that we haven't touched on from TVC. But to be honest, it'd be such a downer that I'm not going to bother. But we are getting Birdie Rook finally as well in the vintage collection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I will just mention one thing about that, if you don't mind. Everybody again was so happy that they'd done it and were celebrating it. They were very keen to pick out the inaccuracy of the Clone Trooper's yellow fin, that they didn't stop to realise that they've reused the backpack from the 5 POA Bodhi route from the Rogue One line.
Yeah.
So the Scomp link is actually some sort of fucking pick ice looking device and is wrong. And if I was collecting the Rogue One crew in TVC, that'd piss me off.
I must admit, on that, the one thing I liked about it, and do you know what? Fuck it, we're talking about it. I'll pull the image up. And again, something that TVC has done over Black Series, so credit where it's due and flowers where they're deserved. But the blaster is more accurate and better than the one that came with the Black Series figure. So what I'm alluding to, obviously the strap. I think there are things that make this better than the Black Series version. I'm not 100% sold on the likeness. I think that's a little bit off. I think Black Series did that a lot better, but I think in terms of value for money, this is probably one of the better TVC releases of late.
Yeah.
Interesting that it's not a deluxe.
Paint, I suppose, mate. It's not very intricate, detailed.
But look at the new tooling that's gone into that backpack. Look at the new tooling that's gone into that blaster. Look at the new tooling that's gone into that figure. Look at the new tooling that's gone into the goggles. How can you tell me?
No, that's what I meant. The backpack is.
The backpack isn't new. Backpack
isn't new. Yeah.
Oh. It's the same as the 5 POA one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Look at the hook. Sorry. Look at the hook.
I'm sorry, mate. I must have completely zoned out then. I am so sorry.
Yeah, so the backpack is taken from the Rogue One figure from 2016.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, mate. I don't know where I was.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Because I saw it on a picture and I'll be honest, I was trying to stand TVC's corner and I was in the midst of writing a comment on Mr. Stevie's post to address it because nobody, they're all the first to jump to these fucking conclusions and moan, and none of them had noticed it. And I thought, well, why the fuck would they sculpt it wrong? I'm like, they wouldn't. Hold on a minute. So I had a quick Google, and sure as shit's brown, mate. It's a reuse.
Wow. Yeah. Well, do you know why probably no one saw it? Because, like Matt's just mentioned in the chat, it's been 10 years since Rogue One came out. Everybody's probably forgot about that 5 POA.
Well, I don't mean that they instantly recognise it as being a reused part, but the fact that the actual accessory just isn't screen accurate.
Yeah.
That's all, but
that's crazy. I'm really surprised that they've done that. That's they actually did that with the Rey figure, the TVC Rey from Force Awakens. That's got the backpack that came with the 5 POA one. So it's a very strange decision to make, but it's not a new one. Crazy, wild times. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the Hasbro reveals. covered. I think we've touched on everything. I don't think we're missing anything.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
But it's a shame Tommy's had to dip out, and hopefully, if everything gets sorted on his end, then he'll be able to jump in during this segment of the stream, because I know that he's a big collector of the hot toys, just like you are, James. So for the first time, as I said, in a while, we're going to touch on some hot toys reveals just to prolong the May the 4th be with you celebrations. It only seems right. Let's dive into some Hot Toys 1/6 scale stuff, because we did get 3 Hot Toys reveals this week. Some better than others. So, it's not just the Hasbro stuff that we like to rip, because we've got thoughts about these too. But yeah, 3 surprising reveals. I think I'm good. Well, at least 2 very surprising Hot Toys reveals.
Yeah.
I saw the third one. We'll touch on Ahsoka first, because I saw this pop up on my newsfeed this morning, and I was like, I kind of need this.
I feel like all 3 of us were on the same.
Yeah, as you messaged Steve, I was scrolling through the images. It's rather fortuitous, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably looking at this from a completely different standpoint than you guys, but my instant thought when I saw this was, well, I said to you, didn't I, James? I was like, if I can't have that plush backpack with Rota the Huttlet in it, then at least one of my toys deserves to have it. And also, I completely forgot, I know it's a bit dated by today's standards, but I've got the Sideshow Collectibles Clone Wars Anakin in the collection.
Oh, yeah.
Proudly displayed in the cabinet. This would go really nicely with that.
I agree, I agree. Because they used the Anakin from the Ahsoka flashbacks in the promo images with this.
Yeah.
And I don't think that works. I still have my Hot Toys Clone Wars Anakin. That's their interpretation of the 2008 character. Because I've always felt that paired better with the Obi-Wan that they came out with than the older looking likeness of Hayden. So for me in the display, the flashback stuff is on the Ahsoka shelf in the episode order of which it appeared, because it's the campfire theory, if you will. They looked like that from someone's perspective, but then the Clone Wars from a broader point of view is how we all know it to be, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I bought this. I'll hopefully have it next week, because fortunately with some Hot Toys exclusive items, they're limited to a certain amount of pieces, and they drop within 2 days of reveal. So they've been pre-planned in advance. It's all worked out. None of that waiting has to be done. They just haven't told you about it for a year. Here you go. Do have a few little things that I'm worried about, because of the red colour of the skirt and the very light grey of the leggings. I'm a bit worried there's going to be a bit of dye transfer, but normally they protect that in the box. So if I can, I've done it many a times on other figures, trim it and just stick it back where it's from, so it looks nice on display, and then that's alleviated any concern. But I really like it. I think it's a bit of a weird one, because they retconned the outfit for the Ahsoka series.
Yeah,
it's not something I expected to see a toy company of this generation coming out with, and some of the fucking comments that it got this morning were very fucking horrible and concerning. But I just like it.
I think it's more baffling just creatively that, like you said, they went to the effort of retconning the outfit in the show. Hot Toys then released a figure of said retcon, and then now we're back to this.
Yeah,
like, I'm not criticizing it at all, because, like, you know, intrusive thoughts be gone. Like, it's nothing to do with that. But I think for the purposes of representing the character from the movie, this is how it should be released. Yeah. It would have felt equally as weird if this figure had been released in that retconned outfit with Rota. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
And that's not from a, you know, dirty old man point of view, because there are people out there that have got that outlook, and it's, like you said, it's very concerning, it's very disturbing. But yeah, I just think from an accuracy standpoint, like, it makes sense to do this. It's just interesting that they chose to do it, given the changes that have been made within.
Yeah, it also would suggest that it was just a creative choice from like Dave and the team when they did Ahsoka, and not necessarily an enforced choice that Lucasfilm did, similar
Yeah.
to, you know, renaming Slave One or other things of along that line that we've witnessed over the last 10 years or so. But I'm very happy to have it. I think this is one that will disappear rather fast, and people will kick themselves for not picking up, because it's such an obscure release, but it's, you know, direct from the Clone Wars movie. So I kind of broke my rule, because I've spoken before. I have a particular vision in mind for my Hot Toys display, and it's been curated over many years of collecting. I was at a point where I used to have like nearly 70 different Hot Toys from all over the Star Wars saga, to now reducing it back and having just Clone Wars and Ahsoka series characters, like the start of my journey, and where it culminated, I suppose, when the Ahsoka series came out, because it's something that I've wanted to see happen for years. I haven't got room for this in my overall display, but I will find it a separate shelf, because I have got a couple of empty spaces, because I've been thinking about picking up the Cassian figure just because of how much I love Andor. So whilst it doesn't fit into the overall grand plan, because it's so directly attached to something that I've grown up loving and rewatching, like the Clone Wars movie, it's just great, man. It makes me very happy. I think this is going to look great on a shelf with maybe R2 is my idea, thinking of going back and grabbing one of them. Or if not, then possibly the Magna Guard, because of the scene on Tatooine towards the end of the film.
Yeah,
I just think it's a cool representation. I don't think anybody else will do this design again. And it's just like somebody comes into your collection room, oh, what's that? Ahsoka. Doesn't look like that anymore, because you've got another figure over there. It's like, well, you know, they did this, but they used the actress's likeness from the series. It's got a nice story behind it. And it comes with Rota in a backpack. I mean,
that's the selling point.
That was the
really
selling point.
Good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Ahsoka looks great, but if it didn't come with Rota, I wouldn't have been as
I've
got to get this.
It makes it, because they'll have just reused the backpack from the Clone Trooper figures that have been coming out, but by proxy, that's going to look oversized on Ahsoka, which will sell the younger character design, and it'll also allow Rota to be slightly bigger and more detailed, which it looks to be, and I'm really happy with that.
My only thing that's putting me off from pulling the trigger potentially on this one, and it's only because all the Hot Toys that I've owned, they've not got their exposed arms, like I forget the wording.
The seamless arms, Dan.
Yeah.
Well, I will hopefully get you off that fence, because when was the first one that they did this with? It could have been from a different franchise, but the first Star Wars one was the Ahsoka the White, we'll call it for argument's sake. They now use a medical grade silicone. And people have been putting this to the test with recent Wolverine figures, leaving it in arm bent poses for a month, unbend it, no creases, or maybe the slightest crease, but it heals, it'll bulge back out.
Right.
Whereas they used to just use a straight silicone. So the Siege of Mandalore Clone Wars version is a prime example, because it had a metal underskeleton. When you left the arms bent, the rubber would just snap at the bend point over time. It would just rip.
That's my concern.
That's my concern, yeah.
But now with this one, it should be perfectly safe.
Because I see these. This is the thing that really shits me up with Hot Toys, is where you see the fraying of, like, the over years where they've like frayed, and namely like the materials kind of
I had an issue like this with my Grand Admiral Thrawn from Ahsoka this week, actually, just because notoriously the glue that Hot Toys use is dog shit. So on the back of one of his boots, there's like a length of black pleather, just part of the design, and it's just glued on, and the glue's just withered, and the figure's barely 18 months old. So I've carefully glued it back to where it was. Unfortunately, it's okay, but you do have these problems from time to time. I will firmly agree that even though they are a high-end collectible, they've taken several steps back.
I'm going to check that later.
Just don't touch it, mate, because I slightly reposed mine, and it was just through handling it.
Okay. To be fair, I don't really move him that much at all. He's just...
But it could be copy to copy. I mean, I buy first batch from Hong Kong, so if there are any QC issues, there's a high chance that what I'm buying has been subject to it. Whereas if you're buying UK stock, it'll be second or third batch. So any of that will be ruled out.
Okay.
I'm fortunate enough for anything like that. It's been very minor.
To be honest, it's going to happen, isn't it? You're always going to run that risk with any toy company. But
yeah. There, mate.
I think it's just as long as we're not looking at a Hasbro Hyperreal situation. I think.
No, mate, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I typically don't bend these arms much anyway. Maybe a subtle bend because nobody's arm sits straight naturally. But I don't go action-oriented. The Hot Toys collecting community over the years, again, it's been poisoned, in my opinion, by influencers, TikTok users. And people seem to think because they're high-end collectibles, you should be having them in these dramatic action poses. You shouldn't, because they don't look right. Well. People display these figures with very little care, and it really does annoy me because they are, for all intents and purposes, the most accurate collectible you could buy on the market. And if you truly just take the time and consider how people naturally stand and naturally move, actual balance, because none of my Hot Toys, if you look at my pictures on Instagram, use the actual stands, and I've never had one fall over on me. If you have them set up properly, you just take a step back. They could look like they've walked off the screen and they're no longer a toy or an action figure. And maybe some people are too scared to touch them. That's fine. I see a lot of that on YouTube from genuine collectors. But there was this fucking reel I saw ages ago now. Say a couple of weeks, ages. Fucking hell, what am I on about? Oh, people say Hot Toys figures can't pose, and he's posing them like they're fucking doing a little dance or something stupid. It's clearly a real design for a fucking double tap. And I put a big paragraph on it just for the gate out my fucking system, because it's people like that that are poorly influencing collectors. They buy them, try and get them in a massive fucking crazy pose, and they break it. Read the instructions. Joints have got a tolerance. It tells you the degree of tolerance that you've got on them. Don't listen to these fucking clowns. There are people that do ASMR with them, and they'll be fucking stroking the hair or the pleather, rubbing the thumb over the rubber outfit if it's got like raised edges and notches, and so it makes a noise. You're not visibly damaging your toy on the camera right there. But or they'll like excessively bend the legs out just to get the noise of the joint or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You are actively damaging your figure doing that. It sounds very minor and very fucking arty and specific. But you've altered the outfit from how it comes out of the box and the way that it sits, the way that it's been set by, let's not get this wrong, not a fucking a person in a factory or a manufacturer, a genuine artist.
Yeah.
And this comes up with Qui-Gon and Anakin, just to keep it relevant, because even though the Anakin is absolute dog shit, those are artisan figures, and the hair has been, it's real wool hair. It's leaps and bounds beyond what they've done in previous years. For real hair, it used to be terrible. Hot Toys with real hair, fuck them off, get them out of my sight. It's so meticulously styled on an individual level that people get it and start fucking about with it, or they take no care when they have to move the eyes because you have to take a piece of the back of the head off, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
it's just recklessness, and it's knocking these fucking pieces down. These, for many people, I understand. I have a very fortunate perspective to be able to buy them at the rate and quantity that I do. for people, they like one of a kind items to some people's
100%.
collection.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
So to see the whole ethos that surrounds the culture of 1/6 scale be soured slightly, just like with anything these days online, it just really does wind me up. And I think I don't think it's about gatekeeping, because you can't tell somebody what to do with something. It is only advice at the end of the day. And I do think it impacts the experience of when you get something like this. And if you've been watching the wrong content, listening to the wrong people, you can have a bad experience, and it can be ruined for you very fast.
No, I agree, James, because I see it constantly on TikTok of people handling hot toys. And it's like they've bought it just for the sake of buying. It's like buying a Black Series figure and they just treat it as such. I mean, this is a toy at the end of the day. Let's make no bones about it. A hot toy, you're spending 200, 300 pounds. And for me, when I'm spending that money on it, and it's rare that I do, but when I do, I have to look into what I'm doing with it, what I'm doing, not like asking relevant questions there in terms of the type of plastic, because I don't want to buy something for it to break on me immediately.
Yeah.
And through misuse. And it's like, I've only got a couple of hot toys, not that many at all, really. And I don't know, I just see some of these people who buy them, and they buy them, the rates that they buy them at as well. These influencer rates, it's like they've moved on from buying shoes to fucking hot toys. And they're like, they think they're the expert on the fucking topic, but they can't pose. Like when I buy a hot toy, I always like to sit down and watch the posing videos, even though I am absolutely shite at posing. But I'd sooner get a bit of an understanding as to what I'm going to be dealing with when I get it in hand.
Yeah.
And I get the frustration, James, because it's, you sit there and you watch some of these people and they're buying a load of them, and it's like they're not appreciating the thing that they've just got in hand. For me, when it comes to hot toys, it's a special buy. It's really rare for me to pick up a hot toy. It's like a birthday occasion. It's maybe even a Christmas occasion.
It's living up to that high end nature, isn't it? And it's like it's reinforcing that, like James said, about that, treating it with the level of care and attention that it deserves, rather than just ragging it about like it is a 20 quid action figure. It's not.
Nah. This is why I love hot toys so much, because it's the fact when you open up, you get the box and it's got the credits of everyone who's worked on it.
Yeah.
And it's like people just completely ignore that, and it's just buying it for the toy. It's not. For me, it's the fucking artistry behind it. Even a Sideshow figure. Like, I know Sideshow's not really up there these days, but it's the same kind of like artistry. It's just for me.
To a lesser extent, for me, it's like I'm a collector of the Tamashii Nations line. They're not your average 20 quid figure that you can just throw around and bend the elbows, and they've got really intricate details and really fine, delicate pieces attached to those, and it's like, and you appreciate those on a different, they're the same, they're a similar sort of scale to your 20 quid action figures, but they're so much more finely crafted.
You can pose those just as meticulously as a hot toy as well. They're that well engineered.
Yeah, they're stunning. To be fair, I absolutely love them. I think I always think to myself, God, I wish I collected more hot toys, and I wish I now and again I'd pick up a hot toys over this, that, or the other. But then I think to myself, well, actually no, because I've got my little sub focus of the Tamashii Nation stuff, and that's sort of my high end dip that I'll occasionally take. So different strokes for different folks and all that, but it's like you said, it's just realizing what's high end and what's not, and treating it as such. It's not difficult to do. You mentioned, James, that the Anakin is dog shit. How are we all feeling about that? Because I saw that and I thought, you know what, I really appreciated what they did with the Dark Empire Luke.
Yeah.
And I feel like I love the idea of Hot Toys dipping more into deep cut character releases, like expanded universe characters, like concept art. So this is obviously Anakin based on his concept art from Revenge of the Sith, but it doesn't quite meet.
Let's call this where it is. This is Hot Toys trying to. They are doing what would be referred to in the community as an Iron Man. Infamously, for years, Hot Toys has made every fucking Iron Man imaginable because they sell very well in China.
Yeah.
And it's an instant payday for them. So they repaint them here, there, and everywhere, inaccurate versions, neon-coloured ones, diamond ones, chrome ones, you name it. They are now doing this with Anakin. So they came out with the artisan version of Anakin last year. Well, it was 2 years ago they revealed it. It came out last year. Within that time frame, they revealed the dark side version from Ahsoka, which was a Celebration exclusive. And then stock was allocated to the different Hong Kong shops that carry Hot Toys. Very limited, very hard to get. It's the most expensive piece in my collection because it cost me £700 to get. Since then, they have gone on to release the exact same version on a Mustafar base with a blue lightsaber, called it the Mustafar version, Artisan. They've then taken the same figure, give it a sculpted head with interchangeable fringes and eyes to give you a new Revenge of the Sith Anakin. And they've now come out with this, which is the same figure recoloured with a bit more hair. They're taking the piss just a little bit. Now, if this would have been similar to the Legacy Collection figure Hasbro bought out years ago that was concept art based, it wouldn't have been as bad. This is just taking the piss. Nobody's going to buy this. No. And it annoys me. As with the others, well,
maybe one.
It says a lot. Then it says a lot. All the other Anakin figures that came out after the two artisan versions, whilst I understand there needed to be a new general release version of the character because there hasn't been one since 2016, 17. Very outdated. Again, hard to find where it's not damaged because of the pleather used. For a lot of people in the community, because of how they've been brainwashed, it's devalued these artisan pieces that were one of a kind, really rare, very expensive pieces to get. It's affected the aftermarket value on those drastically. And whilst I don't typically give a shit about that, the fact that I paid £700 for something that now, if I chose to swap it for a different version later down the line, I would struggle to make that back. It's a little bit concerning, especially when social media can influence that to the level that it already has in today's age. I don't personally care. The one I've got, I'm very happy with. I was very pleased to get it. It caused me a lot of mither because customs held on to it for a fucking age, claiming it was high value when it wasn't, which was like over $2,000 if they hold it for high value. So I had to get on the blower to them. I ended up buying a second one and just selling the other one off immediately because I'm getting into a tangent now. It got to the point where it pissed me off and I didn't want it to taint the experience like I've just spoken about. Mm-hmm. So I bought another one. It was actually a year this week, funny enough. Bought another one. Other one finally came, sold it immediately, got my money back. And then they've announced X, Y, and Z versions. Fucking stupid. This could have been something a little bit better. Could have been anything else. People are still waiting for a Phantom Menace Obi-Wan. And we're on our technically our third SKU for a Qui-Gon because there will be a sculpted version of this as well coming out. And there's an old Qui-Gon. There have been 2 versions of Phantom Menace Maul, technically 4 SKUs because they do a standard and a deluxe for each. Like any company, they're now taking liberties to abuse the collector's wallet. Once upon a time, that was unheard of for Hot Toys. So they are taking steps back, but I think this is the most ridiculous level that they've done it at yet. Popular character that people like. He is a fucking version that no one gives a shit about. I don't think there's a man alive that sits there fawning over that particular piece of concept art, going, "Oh, I wish there was a toy of that." Why?
Do you know what?
Because it wasn't cool.
I don't even think it's that, because I think this is another one of those figures that falls into that concept. Is the idea is great, the execution is flawed, because, and to your point, James, yeah, definitely, there's no one sit there going, "I really wish I had a figure of that," because it is a very specific piece of concept art that not everybody's going to be familiar with. You know, I think there's only a market for it because of that Hasbro figure that came out years ago. But this figure's not even remotely close to that.
No, this is a specific piece. I've seen this morning when we briefly spoke about it. I hadn't scrolled far enough to see the artwork specifically that they'd based it on, which is on the album for this. It does look like it, but there was a reason it was a piece of concept art and it didn't make it into the final movie. They spent enough time to decide that they could make this, and not enough time thinking whether they should have made it.
Yeah, it's a very rough, very crude illustration as well, isn't it? It's not like it's not even like it's a really, really deeply considered piece of concept art that, you know, it's one of the, you know, like you could base so many figures off of amazing concept art, such as all the stuff put out by Ralph McQuarrie, Joe Johnston, Doug Chang. Like there's a plethora of images that you could tap into and release toys of, and you'd go, "Holy crap, that's amazing," you know. But this feels it's a deep cut for the sake of being a deep cut.
It's almost like they've had to fill in the blanks. Is that just me?
No, yeah, 100%.
I mean, when I saw pictures of this initially this morning, I was kind of hazy-eyed anyway. So I was like, there's something a bit off about that from the concept art that I remember. So I then ended up Googling it. And I'm like, yeah.
It just doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like the concept art, I don't think. I know, James, you said, yeah, to a degree. There are design elements there that are visible in the concept art. But overall, I look at that and I don't think... I think that's Revenge of the Sith Anakin with the cape.
It's giving Jareth from Labyrinth. I don't know if that's his name.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about it is the length of the hair. It's more Qui-Gon Jinn mullet than the one he ends up with. And I only like that because they filmed a portion of scenes in Revenge of the Sith with the hair like that, and then ultimately decided that it was not right for the character.
Yeah.
And changed it, and it was on the behind-the-scenes DVD. So, but that's about as far as it goes.
I can't wait until Hasbro release a sleeveless Anakin with a bald head and a mohawk.
Yeah, this is perhaps a bit too much.
No, it's weird. Like I said, I appreciate the fact that Hot Toys are now doing the deeper cuts and they're tapping into a different part of Star Wars that they wouldn't have necessarily done a few years ago. Like I said, with that Dark Empire Luke that came out a while back, it wasn't one that I instantly felt like I needed to pick up, but I thought, oh, well, they're diving into that sort of era of Star Wars. Maybe there's a chance that down the line they'll put out, you know, other characters from the expanded universe or other, you know, more niche, lesser known characters, and there might be something there that tickles my fancy and that I feel I need to pick up. But I feel like this is maybe going a little bit too far with that and doesn't.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's a need for it. It doesn't reflect what it's supposed to be well enough to make me go, ooh, that's something I need.
I think the one that did make sense was the Maul they did.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
That one made sense. Anything like that where it's a bit, you know,
but that's
different.
I'd go as far as to say that concept art for Star Wars fans at least is as iconic as Darth Maul. How we, you know, the final outcome.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that artwork. Everybody knows how iconic that is. That was deserving of a release.
Yeah. No.
This just feels like a stretch.
Yeah. The Qui-Gon, just touching on that briefly, it's nice. It's a worthy update. But again, it suffers the fate of they're now looking for excuses to further this artisan line with the wool hair because it only works with characters that have long hair. And they're running out of them. Or they've done them.
Until they turn around and say, well, we need a companion piece for the Dark Empire Luke, so let's make a Talon card.
What is the biggest crime about this Anakin?
Is that it exists.
Well, how many did I say? There was 4 or 5 versions now in the last 2 years. Not one of them has had a real leather tabard or boots. And the biggest complaint the Hot Toys community has is the abuse of pleather use, because it'll deteriorate over time. It's not made to last.
Yeah.
I am fortunate enough to have never had it happen to a figure because the UK is rather climate controlled, but in any other country, the humidity isn't very forgiving, and it'll just wither these away. You'll touch it one day and it'll just turn to dust. And they still haven't done one with real leather elements. They've shown it can be done because they've done Vaders with nylon, or they've done Terminators with real leather jackets. The Indiana Jones had a real leather jacket and real leather shoes.
Oh, did it?
So it's almost like they keep releasing these same figures with parts that have got expiry dates on them, knowing full well when they eventually release that definitive one with the parts that will last a lifetime, people will just buy another one.
Because again, that was one thing that put me off buying the Indy, was the type of
it's real leather, mate. It's real leather.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Maybe I have to get it now.
But this is it. They made the Dial of Destiny one. Then they've done the Temple of Doom one, which is coming out. Yeah. How many are they going to make before they get to the one that every collector's waiting on, which is the Raiders version?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Last Crusade, because that's probably the one No, I'd want all of them. I'd want all of them realistically, if I had space for it. Man. Well, that was an education.
That's it. That's why I'm really, really glad that we touched that, to be fair, because it's the first time in a while where I've sat and seriously considered a Hot Toys purchase, and it's been nice to get a bit of deep insight into the purchase process. So yeah, appreciate that, James. Cheers for that, mate.
Cheers,
That's
Chief.
all right. I'm glad I can be of assistance.
No, you have happy days, mate. Yeah,
my wallet doesn't thank you, but
yeah,
I
was just about to say, but then again, it's like I said, it's Star Wars Day weekend, isn't it? So I don't think any of our wallets are really singing our praises at the minute.
Is it going to happen today?
Boys.
Are we getting it?
The debut.
Toby, there's Laura.
The debut.
Toby. Oh shit!
Toby won.
I nearly turned it off. Come over here. Sit with your friend. Come on, buddy. Come sit with James. Hello, matey. Hello. Doggy. Go on, mate. You go where you like now. Sorry to disturb you. You go sit with Laura. There you go.
Do I have to help host the next one, or was that just a cameo appearance?
He's a good boy. He's like, I haven't seen you in nearly 4 hours. Think of all the biscuits I could have been eating.
I know, yeah, bloody hell, we're closing it. I knew it was going to be a lengthy one, to be fair, but yeah, no, it's been good, man. We've covered all the bases, top reveals, top purchases. I feel really bad because before Tommy dipped out, I completely forgot we didn't get his recent pickups. But hey ho, there's always next time. Yeah, I think unless anybody else has got anything else to add, I think that just about wraps it up. One thing I will just stress again for those that may be joining us a little bit later on, thanks to the guys over at Nsabers who very kindly hooked me up with one of their Luke Skywalker lightsabers that I showcased earlier in the stream. If you head over to their site at the minute, nsabers.com, there is a ton of Star Wars Day sales taking place, and as you can see from the ticker down at the bottom, if you use the coupon code SithLord229, you can get an extra 7% off your order, and there's an absolute ton of really cool lightsabers up for grabs, as you can see from their website. So head over to Nsabers. A big thanks to them for hooking me up with a beautiful piece, which I'm, like I said, considering taking with me to Star Wars Fan Fun Day tomorrow for some photo opportunities. I think that might be fun. But yeah, quality stuff that I definitely recommend. So yeah, there we go. That is, like I said, just about going to wrap things up. For those of you that joined us and have stuck with us for the duration, really appreciate you tuning in. It's been a blast. The chat has been on fire tonight, I've got to say. Really do appreciate everyone taking part, getting involved in the conversation. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, here's to the next one, which hopefully, unless we get together again to do a Fan Fun Day recap, depends how eventful tomorrow's festivities are. But if not, it'll probably be a Mandalorian and Grogu recap, because we're getting together again in a couple of weeks' time for a trip to Bunker and a trip to the cinema to showcase the IMAX screen for James for the first time, and obviously
very exciting.
To obviously go and see the Mandalorian and Grogu as well, which I'm buzzing for. I think that's, like I said, it's just been one of the contributing factors to all the excitement for this Star Wars Day weekend. It's felt like one of the biggest in a while, because there's just so much to be excited about, like between events, pickups, just everything that's going on. Everybody just seems to be making a big fuss about May the 4th this year, and I'm here for it. And
it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And the fun doesn't stop. So, yeah, if you're tuning in, you're heading to the Star Wars Fan Fun Day tomorrow. We'll see you there. Make sure you come and say hello. And yeah, hit all the links down below in the video descriptions to check out these guys' channels, Nsabers, all the stuff that you might have missed. And obviously consider becoming a YouTube channel member as well, if you'd be so kind. It goes a long way to support the channel. So, yeah, we'll see you all on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, as always, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.
Bye.
Bye. Keys.